Getting U.S. GDP second reading estimate coming through here for the fourth quarter of last year, 3.2% versus 3.3% expected there on the overall growth rate. GDP price index 1.7%, a little higher than expected. 1.5 was the expectation. There comes in again 1.7 on that. Core PCE again for Q4. This is a second estimate preliminary number, 2.1% versus a 2% reading. We'll get a little more on the way coming up later in the morning with energy and then a whole bunch of Fed speakers later in the day. We'll touch on that just after lunchtime as we get going on what's turning into a pretty exciting day here. A number of things moving around as far as individual movers, including Beyond Meat's up 60% here in the pre-market. Bitcoin just took out 60,000 if you haven't been paying attention this morning. So everything crypto related back to the upside. Some China ADR weakness. Meanwhile, Baidu reported this morning or early on overnight. We'll talk about that coming up as well. It's Wednesday, February 28th. It's not the last day of February. It's a leap year if you haven't checked the calendar. It's 2024. Tradertv.live starts now. Yeah, crazy move here for Baidu, back to $12 here. Huge move after the close yesterday, all the way up through $15 at the high, coming off earnings. Some cost cutting announced for Baidu. We'll talk about that. There goes 60,000, as I mentioned there, for Bitcoin. Meanwhile, that's a daily time frame, or 15-minute, I should say, for Bitcoin. Huge move up after what we saw over the past couple of days here for BTC. So we'll have to pay attention here to all these equities related to cryptos once again. 110 trying to hold for Baidu, downside to the tune of 2%. The Tesla Roadster is a thing, apparently. He's just skipping over the whole let's set up some manufacturing and just going straight to we're just going to ship them next year all of a sudden. So yeah, get ready to order your Tesla Roadster if you want one coming up next year.
He can do whatever he wants, Brendo. If he delivers with that 0 to 100 in under 1 second, I will give him as much room to breathe as he wants. Yeah, that's basically what he is suggesting. The speed is going to be able with a 250 mile an hour top speed. He talked about this in 2020, saying it was going to be around 200,000, but with inflation, I think it's probably going to be a little bit higher, Brendo, so we'll see.
Maybe a little bit higher, we'll see. Coming up for, Tesla holding $200 right now as support this morning, trying to get a move to the upside going here, potentially after yesterday gets all the way back to 205. We'll keep an eye on Apple once again today. Speaking of electric vehicles, huge move up late in the day yesterday after Bloomberg came out initially and reported that Apple has scrapped its EV plans. And meanwhile, Elon wakes up the next morning and says, hey, we're going to build a $300,000 EV. So
unreal.
Anyways, as Elon does. Neil is off today. Obi is in. Good morning, guys.
Morning. Good morning, Obi. Long time no see. We were on the market recap show yesterday. Thank you for that. That was a good one. And wow, Bitcoin over 60,000 right now.
We made it.
We made it. I can't believe that we were. This has been a long road, man. I was actually starting. A lot of us started buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, way back 5, 6, 7 years ago. I remember sending some of these coins in for, when they released altcoins, ICOs, all this kind of stuff, and those all went to absolutely nothing. And now Bitcoin's right back close to highs here at 60,000 and 3,300 for Ethereum. Continues to rock and roll as well. Remember, we get coffee duty here, so when Randy comes, we'll let him know if you want anything. I know you got your water over there. Sure. How was your evening?
It was all right. It was nothing too eventful. Pretty much just another weekday. A little bit of market prep, some dinner, and some relaxation.
What was for dinner?
Sleep. Was it? I forget. I think it was some sort of like chicken and rice.
Oh, you had a nice chicken dinner winner there then.
Yeah.
All right. Chicken and rice. That's we wound up having those Taco Tuesdays. So that was a fun time.
Oh, right. How was that?
Good.
Did you go with the hard or soft?
No, she got the soft, which I wanted the hard, but she said she doesn't like my wife. She said she doesn't prefer. So I was like, okay, and she thought the kids would like the soft one as well. So Anyways, there's the market. What is that? Just keep on go. What is that? Oh, the market recap.
Market
Okay.
recap. Not yet.
Yeah, no. Yesterday earnings, man, we had Beyond Meat. I was up now
Oh,
up
I saw
60%.
that one.
I mean, you never know what these earnings are going to bring here again. ARM is back down to, or up, I guess, 135, 136 right now. And it looks like the NASDAQ is taking these numbers pretty well. An initial downside move down there, hitting that pre-market bottom, and now we're back right back up to the pre-market tops again. Forget about 4 or 5 a.m. Just looking right here, almost trying to get back to 18,000. Let's see if we can hold down here. It looks like we're holding 17. So kind of trading in the middle right now. Should be an exciting day. I get the short feels today, so I'll be looking for that, but we are looking at Tesla over 200 right now. I like that Roadster story, and we're waiting for Tesla to have the catalysts. We've talked about that. When they have catalysts, the stock can move 3, 4, 5%. We've seen that on like Delaware Day and you know, some various voting structure when he announced that he had 20.5%.
Right.
We got a move there as well. So maybe we get something on this Roadster. I don't think it pushes.
Or when he goes on Joe Rogan.
Or when he goes.
the stock
It's
will
been a
move.
long time though. I mean, he was on Saturday Night Live. He hosted Saturday Night Live.
It's a little emotional. That the price action on that ticker can get a little emotional.
Yeah,
let's just
it's
say
a.
that.
Yeah, it's
definitely a mover.
Yeah, I call Tesla, I think, is the biggest current cult stock around. It used to be AMC and GME, but I think now Tesla, people will follow this man to their own grave as well, probably. So, all right, let's go back over, talk about Tesla, talk about everything. It's going to be an exciting day.
Yeah, there was another, he released another video of the robot wandering around the factory yesterday, I saw on social media. So there's that as well that's coming, obviously, for Tesla. So, yeah, crazy. Trying to hold, as we said, 200 bucks here back to the upside. I was just double checking Beyond Meat. I see 35.8% short for Beyond Meat. I mean, depending on where you look, you might get up as high as 50. 48, I saw somebody was posting this morning as well. So 1165 here, coming into some of these levels, if you zoom out a little bit. This is a weekly chart. So this goes all the way back to fall of 2023. It sat here at these levels as support, you know, for the better part of a couple of months and bounced off of that, which at the time was lows. So back to the upside on a beat for BYND and cost cutting, I think, more important here.
That's the thing. Cost cutting and the guide a little bit better than expected, but guys, revenue still down 7.3% year over year. So they're not growing at the moment. So whatever was priced in to the negative side maybe had to be revisited here. Revenues decreased in the States a little bit more aggressively than it did internationally, about 22.5% decrease in sales year over year on the quarter in the United States. So I don't know, Brendo, maybe a decent day for it today, but overall, I don't really see what the big headline is.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be more about the short side of things, I think, and what interest comes from that. Again, for Beyond Meat, we'll see how it goes, though, this morning. 22 bucks, meanwhile, was the high yesterday for Lemonade. Also just took out session lows after they reported. After the close yesterday, Sean, you had this one in the recap yesterday, but I mean, a miss for them. It was pretty ugly, but just breaking to the downside here, I just saw a volume alert go off down there for LMND as well.
Speak about Beyond Meat using the avocado oil and getting a little bit less, you know, salt-based saturation in their burger and in their, I think it was their ground beef possibly. But anyways, cost cutting, right? I don't, it almost looks like it's like a reverse split, right? But I mean, it's a nice move. Up 56%. That JANX I'm hearing is also moving around. We've been up here before. It's not like this is something that we haven't seen. We were up here back in December, not even that long ago, and then this happened. Other than the short float, Obi, I really feel like Beyond Meat is going to be some kind of a short into where we are right into here. 13, 14, 15. If we can stay up here or get up there, you know, on some sort of a short cover that happens right off open, if obviously it's happening already, I think we short 14. I should have wrote this down on the sticky note. I didn't even zoom this out like that much. So I really think into here is going to be a problem for Beyond Meat. I mean, I don't really see, as Sharif mentioned, we're still losing market share. They're losing down 7% on their sales number, still losing more money than, you know, than expected. Not a great beat at all for Beyond Meat, yet this is what happens. Look, if you're a struggling company, the best thing to do is cut costs until you can sort of right the wagon, basically. And right now, Beyond Meat is having that problem getting through this $14, $15 mark. We've had this issue before. It's kind of like that reverse garbage. We had a big move up here over 15 into 17, 18. And then since then, it's going to have to prove itself. So the 200 period, although I'm not sure this is loading properly, seems to be down here at 10. I'll take the 50 as a better look. There's the break through the 50 period moving average. That's a great trade. We should have probably been looking at this yesterday with the potential for something like this to happen. So probably not a lot of you are in this name, but if we're going to use it as a recipe, Obi, then what we could do now, just as Brendan mentioned, Lemonade, another name that has quite a short interest as well, going the other way. We know what we're looking for with this earnings right now. There's not huge like S&P 500, Fortune 500 down names left. There's going to be some of these little names that have been recent IPOs or some of these new age names that do have high short floats that are going to now potentially have a recipe to talk about cost cutting and whatnot to get their stock back to the upside. So I feel like it's going to be a good short, but not until 14 or so. Very risky to short this name off the jump.
Yeah, I definitely have Beyond Meat on watch for today. I'm not too familiar with the company's fundamentals as much, but last night we were talking about RVOL, right? And take a look at this. I got one of my RVOL indicators right here. This thing is doing over 500, 400. Look at this. Some of these bars are doing so multiple hundreds of relative volume here. So definitely a little in play. Of course, it makes sense. It has earnings. This is earnings day one, and yeah, I kind of have some of these prices that we've already printed, these ranges that we've already printed on watch. 15.5 is the high. This consolidated pre-market consolidation low right now is just 11 and some change. So I'm watching that as well. And of course, you have the low down here at 7. I don't know if we're going to get all the way down there, but yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see what we do in and around some of these prices doing this kind of RVOL. We talk about things being in play. Beyond Meat definitely on watch today. I'm not really going to have a bias to the long side or the short side. I'm just more going to see what the price action does in and around some of this short-term structure, and then we'll go from there on Beyond Meat. But yeah, that's what I got on watch.
All right, a few other AI-related names moving around here again this morning. Just noting that Big Bear AI up again this morning. C3 AI has had 2 days in a row here. Huge move through $30 for C3 AI. Hey, guess what? It's also going to report earnings after the close tonight. A few people, I think, still wonder what exactly this company does. But earnings after the close. AMC coming up after the close tonight. Salesforce is after the close tonight, and Snowflake as well. So pretty big earnings day.
Yeah, I'm in Zscaler and PanW, so I definitely want to see what Snowflake is going to report with respect to cybersecurity. So we'll have to wait and see there. With respect to C3 AI, as Brendo mentioned, they're reporting after the bell today. Last time around, they reported revenue of about $66.5 million. This time, the street is expecting $76 million, so about a $10 million increase there. They've beaten revenues 8 out of the last 10 times. Predicted by Analyst, so good look.
Yeah, all of these smaller AI-related stocks have, just been riding the NVIDIA coattails. That's Big Bear AI. Everybody's been talking about SOUN as well, back to the upside, and now AI as well. C3 AI back below $30 here this morning, though.
Look, I mean, people talk about there being an AI bubble, and I think that when you're looking at different names, we obviously come at the king every day, and that's NVIDIA, and we've been really doing well shorting this name, believe it or not. We've done really well shorting ARM and NVIDIA over the last couple of weeks, and it's just been because of some of the price action and some of the levels. Like, there's my screen flickering again. I honestly, I'm going to lose my mind here very, very soon. I either need, I'm probably kicking something. I'm going to kick something a lot harder in a couple minutes. 795 coming through right now on that. So I like this as a short. But the idea here with NVIDIA is one thing. The other thing is these other names, right? I mean, C3 AI, all these, there it is right here. I'm just hearing in my ear, this JAG, what is it? JANX, is that what's the name is that's moving around here again? $72 right now, and absolutely ripping to this high side. What are these guys doing? This is a therapeutics company. Okay, prostate cancer. Wow, I mean, huge move to the upside. I mean, that's It's great news that they're able to get this all figured out. But look at that, $68. We were just talking about it, up at 75. Little bit of a flush action. Remember, we won't get any halts mechanically in the pre-market. It can come from the company, but it's not going to halt based on the way it moves. So you're kind of, you know, swimming without, or maybe canoeing without a paddle or something like that right now. I don't know where the safety net is here on JANX, but be very careful with it. All right, so about this C3AI, look, those of you that are in the know, and those of us that don't, and I'm one of the don'ts. Like, I just, big move up here. Again, a decent short float on C3AI. Looks like it got toppy here at $32. If there is going to be a move down in NVIDIA, which there is right now currently breaking down through 800, I think AI could give it up a little bit as well because we're just at some of these tops. That's about it. Like, there's other names. We talked about SoundHound and things like that. Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot of winners in this AI battle. So it's about finding the ones that are winners and finding the ones that are just moving because they have the word AI or because they have a press release about AI. If there's deals here to be had in the space, some of these names are going to work and they're going to win. And there's going to be names that you never heard of that are going to become, you know, $100 billion companies. And that's going to happen. So we all take shots trying to find the right ones. Like, but look at this NASDAQ. Like, what is even going on? Nice move down and then move right back up 30 handles. Down 30 handles, up 30 handles right now. Anyways, C3AI, I have to get my trade ideas all loaded up again over here. We're messing around with some of the IDs, but C3AI, I like it. We're just gonna have to watch to see what happens here moving forward. I think 32 could be a potential early, like recent top 32 until it gets more news.
Yeah, definitely on watch with the moves that we've been having in AI. And again, yeah, I was going to talk about SoundHound and the companies that NVIDIA invested in. I think it was ARM, SoundHound, and RXRX as well, alongside some of these other AI names. And we can see that RXRX, sure, it's a pharmaceutical company, but they have been kind of a little in step. They had earnings yesterday, earnings day one for them today. As you can see, it is doing a little bit of RVOL, just like 3 times in the morning. But AI, yeah, I do definitely agree with that. 32, a little more recent high, last week's high, February 12th, it would seem, at 31 halves before we get to that 33.90-ish area here. But yeah, no, definitely catching a little bit of a bid with the rest of these names. We know that ARM has been pretty interesting as well. Kind of holding its gains and slowly kind of almost melting up. We're seeing that it's kind of failing to break down pretty much. ARM, right? So definitely a lot of these AI names. I think if one of them starts to go, I think a lot of them that are following in step, I think can be a good watch for sure. That's what I'm trying to get better at. Is like when one of these names starts to go, I'm like, all right, who's moving in sympathy? Who's not moving in sympathy? Who's moving totally opposite, right? Who's disconnected? Is there a divergence there between AI names, right? And but yeah, no, I think there's definitely a lot of opportunity with the volatility that a lot of these AI names are giving us.
Is Fisker moving around again? Another big AI name. Wow, no, just joking. Fisker, we talked about this. Thank you guys for shouting this out. I think it was Thursday or Friday of last week. And I think it was on like that Reddit IPO news. You guys were mentioning that Fisker had a little move. Yeah, it looks like it must have been Thursday, whatever the 23rd was. And I remember looking at this at 58 cents. So I got to give a big shout out to our nation out there, our trading nation, because our community, you guys nailed this one, man. When we were talking about it, 58 cents. I remember calling it up and I was like, okay, is it going to be Fisker's turn now? And it was 58 cents. So congratulations to everybody out there. Quick check-in. I should have looked at PNW as well today a little bit more. Holding fort a little bit, down 2%, but still like that move yesterday. I don't know what was up with that up to 328, how excited PNW got. We talked about that 50-period moving average. That could have been something there for a swing trade action there in PNW. But wow, that was, what a move. Okay, my screen's flickering and my feet aren't doing anything, Fabian and Ramin, by the way, right now. So,
what?
Obi,
I didn't see that.
Do not look anymore at your
Okay,
charts.
okay.
Keep focusing on my screen for the next 10 minutes until something
zoned in.
happens.
All right.
Yes, please zone in.
I will be your witness.
Do not move at all. Okay, no, Obi, you don't have to, actually.
Nothing's
I
happening.
don't know
Sean.
the next time.
Sean's nothing happening.
I don't know. There's nothing happening right now, Obi. This is why. I'm going to have to get some sort of a... We have enough...
Oh no, that's not even a good. It's like it's not flickering. It's weird. It's like different windows.
see it or
Yeah,
no?
I saw that. That was kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I caught that.
Thank
A little
you.
quick. That was a little quick. Yeah, I see that.
Finally justified.
It's like it's not a screen flicker, but it's
I
other
hope you're not
windows
just
that are
saying
popping up
because
and
We're
out.
trying to be, we're very friendly over here. Okay, now here comes the
Hats.
mean over here.
Oh, am I-
All right, what are we talking? We're not even on the watch list yet? Oh, God. Okay, let's go back over to the desk.
Mention, guys, on that JANX, J-A-N-X, two things. One, that prostate cancer news was yesterday. So definitely hold at this point. After the close yesterday, 175 million worth of a offering announced as well for JANX. It's worth noting, not really doing anything, very, very low volume. TJX is sitting here at $100. We had Macy's, a few others in the retail space this week. Lowe's was another one that reported. TJX, though, pretty good couple of weeks here to the upside.
Yeah, we traded Gen X yesterday on in the midday show, so make sure to tune in today. We'll be looking at more small caps as they run, but with respect to TJX, guys, look, it was decent here. The report was good, the guide was light. So profit margin grew 29.5% year over year. They're also seeing less markdowns, right? So they're able to maintain their margins. Supply chains have increased. Transportation costs have gone down. That's all helped margins increase. But what they're looking here with respect to the guide, only about 2 to 3% they're seeing in comparable sales increase for the first quarter. The street was looking for more than that, so we'll see how it does today.
All right, let's get some analyst moves for you to kick things off this morning. Adara has those over at the screen.
DraftKings kicking off the upgrades here, getting an upgrade from Morgan Stanley. Macy's, after its earnings yesterday, getting an upgrade from Telsey Advisory Group. Abercrombie and Fitch also getting an upgrade from Telsey here. And last but not least, Loop Capital upgrading Dell Technologies. For downgrades, Cliffs here getting a downgrade from Exane BNB Paribas. We have Bumble getting a downgrade from BTIG Research. This one announcing a slew of layoffs yesterday during its earnings report. SoundHound, this is one of those names that NVIDIA invested in, a smaller AI company, now getting a downgrade from Northland Capital. And last but not least, Stellantis getting a downgrade from Bernstein, guys.
About A&F and like looking to say, when do we short this thing? And it's like, you want to do it through the options market, but everything's so expensive right now because of that huge move to the upside. Funny that we saw SoundHound on there again. People trying to catch possibly the top by that little bit of a downgrade. It looks like all those NVIDIA upgrades are backfiring a little bit.
That's right, Liotto.
Coming down to 776. Sharif, that's right. You tell Liotto that. Nice move to the... We just heard something about Liotto in our ear. I don't know. Okay, so DraftKings. DraftKings is interesting to me because the thing about DraftKings, I really think that this is like disruptive technology. I mean, it's online gambling that you can sit at your house and just deposit money freely into these accounts and then spend it like uncontrollably on gambling. Like it's kind of like when I look around here and we have stricter alcohol laws and things like this. You have to go to the LCBO or to the beer store to buy alcohol and things like that. It's much controlled. Well, this gambling is pretty out of control, how easy it is to deposit cash and then just sit there, watch a game, and quite frankly, enjoy the game more. I mean, we've already talked about this. I think this was part of the Super Bowl bonanza, was that there was more general bets on everything because people are watching the game and they continue to enjoy sitting there, putting even $20 on something. If you're not interested in a Monday night football game, if all of a sudden you have Packers minus 10, hopefully that happens a couple of times, then you'll be like more likely to watch the game and cheer for it. I think DraftKings, barring FanDuel and DraftKings, I know there's MGM and there's a whole bunch of different things, but they've got the customers. Once you get that acquisition, I think as long as you keep the sportsbook clean and easy to use, then you stay there. It's kind of like your bank. When I picked my bank, it was the first bank that was the easiest one to bank at when I was in high school. And then now, 40 years later, wait a minute, that math is off. A couple years later, I'm still with that same bank. You know? So I feel like the same thing here about DraftKings. It's like if that is your gambling, path of choice, then yeah, I feel like they have a little bit of a moat around them. And I like the upgrade, and I think a buy down here, long story short, a buy down here in 38, 39. This is called like extending everything, you know what I mean? Down here, 38, 39. I feel like is a good buy for DraftKings. What say you, Obi?
Yeah, no, I definitely like that look on DraftKings, and I agree. A lot of people who are loyal to these providers kind of stay there and they stay there and use it for a long while. They get comfortable, and it goes both ways as well. They do well to cater to their clientele, and they really provide to their niche. I think they do really well on that DraftKings. But yeah, no, I was watching ANF as well. Another one with an upgrade today, absolutely crazy. This thing's just been on a run from the beginning of the year, and even a good portion of last year as well. It seems like we kind of bottomed out in and around this what is this 15-14 mark right here in around August and September of last year, and we've only been on a ripper, and this thing keeps on getting back to back. I guess upgrades, and they've been doing well on their earnings, ridiculous, and yeah. So I think with this upgrade, I think we can continue watching it. Let's see how far it can go. I am continuing to watch it weeks on end. Like Sean and I were talking before. Like, when is this thing gonna fall apart? If it even will, right? I definitely am looking for that reversion, but there's absolutely no sign of it coming through. And if we keep on doing this,
there's no reversion
upgrade
man today.
Yeah, there's no reversion man on ANF just yet. But yeah, no. I think if we continue to keep on reporting great earnings and a little bit of upgrades, don't know what can stop this thing.
Shout out to Scott H and everybody that is going crazy on this chat. And I do appreciate all of you. The sticky note is being worked on and being typed as we speak. Yo, Brenda, what is up with VANI right now? Vivani Medical is absolutely screaming right now. This was a $1 name. Whenever we have the word medical in its name, we look to see if something's been approved, if there is some kind of a study just been released, but there it is, VANI, a real nice move up here today, just taking out everything. So, nicely down here. We'll find out what's going on, back over to the desk, and we'll work on Vanny.
The weight loss drug. So they're jumping into that realm, I guess. Positive results from their NPM 115 preclinical weight loss data trial for that one. It's also relatively small. Free float is 25 million on that one as well.
And it's taking a completely different approach to it. No injections here, Brendo. Subdermal implantation, so it's like a little bit under your skin, and it's kind of like if you have one of those monitors that monitors your blood sugar level for diabetics, kind of like a little bit like that.
I was reading a little bit on the weekend about these, and I had no idea about this, but apparently with some of the original ones that were made, the dosage doubles every time you take it. So every time you take it, you have to take twice as much I don't know if that's true.
Not good.
Don't believe anything I'm saying, but that's what I was reading. It's
interesting.
Kind of crazy if that's the case. Let's get a look here to kick things off at 9 o'clock at the overall market. Sharif's going to do that with the futures.
50.90, guys. That's where we closed off yesterday on the ES. I would say, look, 5,100. Let's see if we can get back above there. We're currently at 50.75 right now. So say 5,100 resistance unless we can break and hold above that. And then 50.50 to the downside as support.
If you have not done so, make sure you grab that. Super easy. Go to watchlist.tradertv.live, enter your email address, and then you get everything you need to know right in your inbox every single morning for absolutely free. Tesla, top of the list this morning. Back to the upside we go ever so slightly here to the tune of about 0.5% relative strength versus the overall market at this point. We did come back to 200 by the end of the day yesterday, but get ready for the Roadster. If you weren't with us at 8:30, Elon tweeting that it's coming in a year. essentially. Never mind the manufacturing side of things. They have the design done. They have the apparently manufacturing plan done, and it's going to be shipping by 2025.
We don't know which gigafactory is going to be building these quite yet. We know that the Cybertruck's being made in Nevada, so we'll wait for the announcement here. But Elon's been talking about this for a while. He's put the Roadster in space. Remember the Falcon Super Heavy? It's somewhere near Mars. There's a car floating around in space as we speak right now. But with respect to details here, guys, this is going to be a behemoth. It's going to go 0 to 100 kilometers an hour or 0 to 60 miles an hour in less than 1 second. That is mind-blowing for a production car. We're not really sure about the price, but back in 2021, he posited something like 200,000, like you and I were talking about earlier today. It's probably going to be a little bit more than that given the inflationary status. So pumped. And probably not by accident that he announced this after BYD talked about their car yesterday.
Yeah, with their quote-unquote Ferrari killer. I saw there was one headline I saw yesterday for that. But I mean, it's also the day after, as we were saying.
Right.
Apple says pass to their entire EV division. So yeah, we'll see. The first 30 minutes of the show brought to you by our friends over at Hedgeye. If you want an investing edge trading mega cap stocks like NVIDIA, Amazon, and Tesla, check out Hedgeye's Momentum Stock Tracker. Trader TV viewers get a year of free access for only $99 at hedgeye.com/TTV. I think Obi is going to be first in line for the Roadster.
For sure.
That's my call.
Of course. Ob, what do you think?
Yeah, I think 0 to 100 real quick with that one, with the Roadster under 1 second. That is something. I'm going to be waiting for it. You know, I might be a little skeptical on it, but I'm waiting for that to happen, and let's see if it comes into fruition. I think it's definitely possible, but I think it's going to be nice. Here's the thing, though, Teslas have kind of ruined the what is it? The dopamine rush that comes in with cars, because like if you drive like a Model S or anything,
right.
And then you go try to drive another vehicle, you're just like, yeah, okay, this is not as quick, this is not as snappy as some of the Teslas there. So I think if we get a 1 second car, it's gonna change the racing scene quite a bit. Quite a bit.
It does. Brendan talks about F1 and Red Bull. Maybe have to be some Tesla happening in there, but those Formula One cars are something else. Yeah, look, we wrote it down. I really like 201 to potentially hold. Here's on a little bit of a cleaner chart here. This is a 20-minute chart. I was just thinking if we can break, like we had some 201 action here. We had a little bit there breaking through 202 is nice. I'm just thinking about getting this party started early in and around 201. We talked about wanting to trade. I mean, when Tesla gets going, you know, we know the kind of damage it can put in. It could be a multi-day move. So I don't think they're going to be selling a whole bunch of these cars. I'm not sure how many cars they'll be able to produce, as we don't have the exact details on all of that yet. But like I said, a cult stock, a cult following, this car will sell. And I just put it in the sticky note. Oh, by the way, the sticky note is now out. You can go get it at Trader TV. Sean, right now, here it is. We have Tesla right there, 201. We have Alibaba as our #1 idea. But anyways, we'll talk about that when it gets in. I think that it could get going here today. I like Tesla. The good thing about taking 201 is you have 200. So that could easily be your stopping point there in and around $200. So if you take a 201 or a 202 break long, you have the backstop there of 200 or 199 if you give it a little bit of breath. This Vanny, man, is just still going up to $4, $4.10. Interesting stuff there because, you know, we've seen the rise in an Eli Lilly and a Novo Nordisk, and wow, Eli Lilly's 760 right now. That is crazy good. Holding these highs. I thought we had dipped down a little bit into 720. I guess we did a couple days ago, but then just bought right back up. Okay, so, you know, we've seen the sort of the epic rise of these names. Then you get a little name like VANI. Oops, it's on the NASDAQ. that comes, wow, now 430. I guess we just should have punched long when this was first brought. Thank you, Scott H, for that one. Look at VANI here. We talked about it on the desk. It's a 26 million share float, so we just passed 26 million on the day. So that's that. Earnings not forever, and we don't have a short float situation here, but I'm sure there is. Yeah. Starting to get going right now. Look at that market cap, man. 200 million. Like, that is almost like, you know, that's about to get real spicy real quick, man. Wow, 465. This name is gone. Crazy. Next stop 5. Next stop 6. I'm not going to predict where this name's going to go because there's absolutely no stopping VANI. And if you try, you are going to get run over. I mean, we just called this up at $4. Now it's at 5.
Yeah.
You know, that's 25% in a minute.
Yep.
So watch out now as we're up 400%. This shouldn't surprise anybody. Good call out by the people in the chat and all of our traders, man. We have our sticky note and the chat. So make sure you subscribe and like the stream immediately. It's the only way, Obi, to get into the chat is to hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, no, I think that these weight loss drugs are really kind of a theme in itself this for the past year or so. It's definitely interesting to see some of these names go crazy and catch a bid off of it. But yeah, going back to Tesla here, I kind of like this a little bit of a double toppy action going on here. You can see we topped out in and around last Friday. Friday's pre-market high in and around 205s, and then yesterday's high we couldn't really get past last week. That is last week's high, right? Yeah, we couldn't get past last week's high on Tesla right now, which is 205.60 is the high of this week. So I'm going to be watching that level for sure if that comes in today. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have Tesla on plan. But if it can get up here, maybe we can take a quick look at that.
All right, let's talk about a few other things. This was the initial design for the next generation of the Roadster, but who knows what it'll actually look like. I mean, you were just saying that's more McLaren-esque or Lamborghini.
So good looking.
But that's what I think he's going to end up targeting. Yeah. I mean, they have to at that price point.
Of course.
Yeah. All right, China, downside a little bit this morning. We had Baidu with earnings. I guess it was very, very early on this morning during their session overnight over in the Hong Kong session this morning. We're back to 110 here. I mean, it was a bit of a mixed report, but the forecast, I think, a little bit better than expected, I was reading.
We're going to do Baidu or Apple? Okay, let's go. Yeah, Baidu, it was a decent look here, Brendo. The company said Wednesday that revenue in the fourth quarter rose nearly 6% from a year earlier at about $4.86 billion, but net profit fell, Brendo, because margins continued to tighten up, about 48% drop in actual earnings. We'll have to wait and see how they do. They had that Ernie chatbot that was supposed to rival ChatGPT and Gemini. Haven't heard too much about that as of late after that fiasco last year with the video. Yeah,
I mean, we've had weakness the past few days here outside of what happened yesterday. Here's Alibaba as well, 2% downside, but I mean, they all kind of look like this, gapping lower this morning for these ADRs.
So right now, we just tried to get Vanny through 508. We punched it, but we are now $1 in the money on Vanny. We took that dip at 450. We got half out at $5. Now it's at 550, $6 here for Vanny, starting to rip. I tried to punch $5 long there. I only crossed up to 08. No love on that, and there we go. $1 plus in the money as we'll trade big caps, small caps, large caps, all that. Do we just pass over Apple or, okay. There goes $6 right now on Vanny, $1.30 now in the money on Vanny. Again, brought to you guys right here at $3. Now at 6, Vanny starting to go higher right now. Wow, we are $1.50. Wow, this is really, again, no reason. I mean, is there a reason to get out? Yes, profit taking. Put some money in your pocket. Like 2 minutes ago, I had no idea what this company was, and right now we're in the money $1.30. So you want to talk about meme madness and things just going insane again. It's not necessarily a comfortable style for me to trade, not understanding anything other than how to trade. And right now, that is exactly what we're doing as the cash cow comes home right now with Vanny as we get up to $6 and change. Only up 500%.
Wow.
And $6. This
Get-
is so stupid. We should have way
Did you see
more.
that wipe?
Dude, we should have
6 to
way more
650.
shares than this. I tried to punch long, breaking through $5. You guys want to bang? You get one, Scott H. You get one, you get two, you get three, and you get a money drop for that call out on Vanny. Okay, we have Alibaba written down there. Wow, amazing, amazing move there for that.
We are starting off pretty spicy on the day.
We
that
did-
was wild. I saw that. I was looking over
what
at
we
it.
do,
$6. It just wipes up to 650s. I'm like, all right, somebody just wiped that ass really hard. So somebody's like, probably, maybe, I don't know if they're stuck or they really want it, but
Did you say
like,
somebody
I don't-
wiped that ask really hard?
Yeah, when they wiped that book, right?
The book
into
is
the
one,
ask, yeah.
Yeah. We're now $2 in the money on that one. Right now, as Vanny is like really ripping here. Okay, just quickly, Alibaba. So we've been really going pretty hard on this one to the long side the last little while, and it's been a good trade. Obviously, the trend is long right now as we get up to $78 and keep on going here. But we had a bad Chinese overnight with property, big property company there, China Garden or whatever, holding that down. You're going to see FXI today down as well. Our market here over on the NASDAQ and the S&P both red. FXI down 2.3%. So I'm going to go over and just say Baba got heated up. I still think Alibaba goes a lot more than this. But for today, I feel like this is a short. So I was just looking at it, 77. We kind of hovered around there yesterday. We held it. So if we bump back up, we have a 77 top. We'd like to get short in here. 76.50 might be a little too early to start, but I can't blame anybody for doing that. We're going to put some orders right now in the 80s here, see if we can get something short. If we're wrong, we're wrong. 78 is pretty obvious there as an out as well. So this would suck to be wrong on this name, but we like Alibaba here. I like Alibaba here into a 77 short, and it is... Again, yesterday Coinbase was on here as well for $15 winner. We're not going to get 15 on Alibaba, but we're flipping this trade around. We talked about it right here. We don't like the data out of China. We'll see what happens here with Alibaba against 77. So I like that for that trade. It's Alibaba. It's a short in and around 77, and I'm going to put that order in right now before I forget.
Yeah, in terms of China names, the only one I really have on watch today is Baidu. And I was looking at when we said China Week, I pulled up the ETF here, 3x bull yin, and yeah, we're getting a little bit of a gap down here, but this thing does gap downs and gap ups again, relative to what the China market is doing on the day. But yeah, Baidu has earnings today, so definitely on watch with the rest of that sector kind of catching a little bit of a sell. Baidu kind of pushed down as well off of that, but holding well within some of these previous kind of couple of days, couple of weeks. Prices there hasn't really gone too crazy. We can see that some of the earnings as of late, they just blast through the highs or blast through the lows. It's very volatile, but this name a little muted there, a little bit of an inside bar off of the earnings reaction there. So yeah, I'm curious to know what this does with a little bit of China being a little weak today.
That's kind of weird. All right, Beyond Meat, we mentioned out of the gate this morning, back to the upside here ever so slightly, coming off earnings and some cost-cutting announcements after the close yesterday. Huge move to 15. We're still up. Monstrous here this morning, better part of 61% right now, back to 12 though.
Yeah, Brendo, it was interesting here because revenue decreased about 7.8%, but like you said, cost cutting and the guide really helped move this one up. What really stood out to me the most was the U.S. retail channel net revenues decreased 22.6%. That's basically them selling their products to retail chains that have vegan style food, and it's dropping aggressively. So we'll have to wait and see how they do. Heavily shorted name, as you mentioned.
Yeah, 30+%. Remember, I mean, a ton of volume here already. 3.5 million shares traded in the pre-market, but a lot of that could have come on this deprint reporting that we get, guys. But 61%, guys, for Beyond Meat.
Here today, we talked about that move up into $14.
What is this, Fabian?
First of all, Bitcoin is only now 60,450 for those of you looking at BTC. But again, Bitcoin. Beyond Meat is pulling back in a little bit, just coming to VWAP. I feel like we can trade this the same way we always do, all these names. But if you look here, BYND, we talked about this with a 40% short float. So that's something there that we could look at. I feel like that's part of this. Again, cost cutting. They missed everywhere. It's not great, but they talked about potentially increasing the price as they get increase their price, but decrease on cost. So that's going to be a good one. But again, down sales, down 7%. This move to me seems over exaggerated due to that short float. And whenever you have things like that, we'll talk about it on Coinbase, which is kind of why I was going over to BTC. If you get into this $14, $15, I feel like that's the area. So I'm just going to wait for that and try to be as patient as possible. People are short this name, and for good reason. They came out with some news last week about a change in sodium, and they were changing over to was an olive oil base instead of, I don't know what, canola oil? I don't know what they're using now. But anyways, nice move, probably not. Nice move back up there to the upside today. I feel like that wick, you can even play off that 1350. This name's probably coming to the downside here. This could be a smash, honestly. I mean, we're coming into it right now. We always like to play, Obi, pre-market breaks, especially on names that are like this heated, one way or the other. And honestly, Beyond Meat, it didn't impress me much. Shout out to Shania Twain. 1160 possible for a break here on Beyond Meat. I think I like that one.
Yeah, this thing is quite crazy there, going off on those earnings. A little beyond expectations on the price action there. Quite heavy bidding right there. We kind of closed in and around that $7 mark there, and yeah, we pushed all the way to 15, so almost 100% move off of that earnings reaction, and then we are taking a little bit of a breather as we've reverted almost about half there. So yeah, if I just take a quick look here, we did about, what is that? That's about 8 points to the upside there, and we've done about roughly about 4 points to the downside. So we have reverted the move roughly 50%. So I'm curious to know what we do going into the day here. It is doing some significant R-vol. It does some decent volume on the day. And yeah, when you look left, if we just go on the hourly here, you can see that we did kind of come into this previous level where we sold off quite strongly. It was an earnings reaction day as well. And yeah, we kind of sold off heavily off of this 16-15 area, and we come in and we clip right into that area. So curious to know where we go from here. Do we catch a bid? Do we catch a sell? Definitely going to be on watch. I'm going to try to stay nimble. Beyond Meat in play today.
All right, 60,000 comes and goes here for Bitcoin. So all the related equities to the upside 2 days in a row here for Coinbase. We did fade that gap after the gap yesterday. We come all the way back essentially to where it ended the prior day. Here we are again, gapping to the upside for Coinbase. Worth noting, coming up next, Wednesday, Coinbase, the co-founder and CEO, along with Chief Financial Officer, are going to be participating in a Morgan Stanley Technology and Media Teleconference. That's after the close on Wednesday next week, but worth a note for Coinbase, maybe for Thursday if anything exciting happens from there.
Yeah, definitely. Keep your eye on that. Guys, MicroStrategies is up about 40%. Or so in the last couple of days, Brendo.
All right.
Yeah, MSTR guys, check that one out. They announced yesterday that they added about 3,000 Bitcoins for a total about 155 million. They have now 193,000 Bitcoins in their portfolio, worth about 11 billion, with an average price, Brendo, of 31,500. So not a bad look there.
Yeah, we were talking, was that yesterday we were talking about? I mean, it was 2 days ago. They bought a whole bunch more.
They did, yeah.
At 51,000. Mm-hmm. So here we are.
3,000, yeah.
$1,000 higher almost already.
to the podcast. So yeah, there you go. So we definitely know that MSTR is listening to the podcast. So join us every single day on that. Look, we talked about this. IBIT was the one that we're trying to get through. 2 million shares already. Amazing. I mean, we talked about the inflows into some of these ETFs, and they just continue to go all the way to the upside right here. IBIT, huge move. I'm actually in none of these. I'm in the Canadian one, which is BTCC. That's just the all-purpose ETF, probably highest fee on the board, but that was one that I'd started doing for a long time. Here, BTCC.B. This is what it is right now in Canada. No pre-market trading here, but you'll see big move up. Okay, so there is a print up here at 1165. So following very, very similar. There's that break of $10 upside. This is the one that I choose. And then today also, ETHE going to be in play. Shout out to my good friend Jeff Mendel over at OTC Markets. Jeff Mendel was actually, when I was sort of doing the show by myself here for a minute, Jeff was one of the first guests we ever had on the show. So shout out to that. Look at Ethereum, huge move to the upside. But anyways, Bitcoin just keeps on going, guys. The move is pretty epic. We tweeted that out earlier. That high just looks like we just put that in. Wow, so there's a wick up there. I don't know. This is a 3-minute chart. It looks like it would have happened about an hour ago. This is on Binance, 60,800. I mean, the more recent high, I guess, is 650. So you're not far away from that, Obi. Epic move up recently. There's 59.5. Maybe a dip back into there is a buy spot for some of us if you're not in on the day trade. So that could be something. I feel like if you're being a long-term investor in crypto, then these prices are just sort of on the way, and you want to pick it up and keep averaging into it. But there's a euphoria on this right now. You know, we didn't talk about Bitcoin. I mean, we always talk about it here on the show, but it's getting a lot of love now because we're getting above that 50. We're holding it. It's now into 60. For me, now that we're at 61,000, I'd almost rather wait to see. I think you could buy some here, but I'd almost rather wait to see what it does at that 65, 66, near those all-time highs. And then I almost feel like you'd rather miss the 5% from here to there. I guess it's more like 10%.
It could be a juicy scalp.
Then to smash the long once we break like that 70, you know, and then use 66 as the bottom. But anyways, we'll discuss that as it goes. Hey man, yesterday we were like, wow, there's Bitcoin, 57,000. Now today we're 61,000. That 70 could be tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be an exciting one. But everybody's waiting for the trade that we put on yesterday. That was Coinbase right here. We wrote down Coinbase yesterday, 210. And man, was that 210 a juicy short. We had that very top yesterday. Unbelievable, to be honest with you, that we had this. We had 209.50 short. It went down to 192. We got out here in the 201s. Not great. 850, not great, 850. But the thing about it is, holding it overnight would have been a problem. But you're right back at that 210, 212 area. So the question would be, do we short this area? The answer is, as I ask it to myself, no. I don't think you short this 212 today. Yesterday we used it as a big move up. We hit the 57,000. We were watching out for 58. Now I just feel that Coinbase wants to go on a Bitcoin move. Coinbase is up 5. Bitcoin's up 6. This is going to break this 212, I feel like, and I just don't want to be in there for that move up. So what we're going to do is exactly what we wrote on the sticky note, and that was wait for a blowout top. If I can find a big volume spike here somewhere where we get to 215, stop on a dime, then start to head down, then we could short 214, 213 against that 215. If you don't give this name a couple dollars worth of room today, you're not trading it properly. It's Coinbase. There's going to be a hell of a short in here somewhere, but it needs to be on a Bitcoin stop and turn, and hopefully we get that with a Coinbase volume spike. So that's what we're going to wait for. It's going to be hard for me to catch it though, Obi, so I'm going to be looking at the chat because I have so many things. I'm going to be probably in 4 or 5 names. So we're going to have to watch out for Coinbase. But no problem if it's the only name you're trading today. Wait for that blowout top with volume.
Yeah, I really like that Coinbase and IBIT as well. I think I read somewhere on the Twitterverse last night that it did something like a ridiculous amount of volume, dollar volume as well. It's kind of breaking out of this IPO highs as well. But yeah, no, in terms of crypto names, I am watching this MSTR. SMCI hit 1,000.
Yep.
NVIDIA tried.
Didn't try. Well, we are 20% away.
Yeah, it's trying, but MSTR has already washed 1,000 in the past before, and we are building into that this morning. Right now, only about 50 points away on this ticker. This thing is absolutely wild here. But yeah, with if Bitcoin kind of continues to go, that 1,000 can definitely be in the stars for this name here. Again, yeah, Sharif calling it out, saying that it's up more than 40% over the past few days. And yeah, take a look at that bid, kind of a continuation on the day today. And IBIT definitely on watch as well. We kind of saw that not earnings reaction high, sorry. Let me go to the 1 hour here. This IPO high was in and around this $30 mark, and then we kind of come in, we consolidate, and now we're doing another leg up past that 30 mark. So definitely going to be on watch today for me. I got a couple levels on watch. 35, a little bit of a psychological level. Let's see what we do with that. Again, Bitcoin price action dictating for those kind of for those prices to really show some oomph, I think. But yeah, we'll see what we got in store today. We know that what was that other name? Crypto names. Mara, right? Of course, Mara and Riot, the miners, of course, also going to be on watch today. We know that Mara, it has been kind of catching a little bit of a bid. Shout out to Pat. I know he's definitely going to be watching Mara today. And yeah, we kind of held above that 30, a little bit of a consolidation on that 24, and we are pushing past some of these previous highs here in and around this 32 mark. We're holding above that 32 mark, that previous high there from what is this? From December of last year. So all of these names kind of on watch today. Let us know if we've missed any crypto names that we might not be looking at, and we'll definitely take a quick look at those as well. So throw those up in the chat for us. But crypto definitely in play. Bitcoin, who knows where it's going to go, but it is pushing towards those highs with a very strong bid. Yeah.
All right, we didn't mention, right out of the gate I was going to, but didn't get to it. Disney with some news this morning as well, finalizing this deal over in India with Reliance, $8.5 billion deal for the media assets over in India. Again, Disney and Reliance. So Disney downside a little bit here this morning on that note. What is coming up today on the Midday?
Fibs. Where are my fib heads at? We're doing Fibonacci retracements today on how to trade. Make sure to tune in with Adair and I starting at 11 o'clock today.
All right, Fibonacci's. Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure. It's not something that I put on the chart for scalping, but if you look at it,
yeah,
there's key levels there at retracement zones, right? So I like just to use straight candles and things like that, but Fibonacci, like, again, we talk about using technicals to get in and to get out. I think that's going to be one of the best lessons that they've had. So definitely pay attention to that. There's a lot of traders interested in Fibonacci for sure. So pay attention to that. I know I'm going to be here doing that. I've tried to put them on our charts, and sometimes they get stuck, and then I'm like, I can't. So, but we do have that on our platform. And again, go over to Real Trading to get all of that sorted out as we work on our second stream with more trading. That's being worked on right now. So patience with that stream. Thank you to everybody for that. There's a second stream that we have, more Trader TV. So put that into YouTube. I'll call it up in a second as the show goes on. But all right, Coinbase. Whoa. Ooh, almost dropped mine. That was close. We're going to look at that top, but let's go over some other names here. I do have a pending order on Alibaba upside if we get going. I feel like this market's going to break, and I feel like we need to get short it right away. One name that we didn't talk about that's on the sticky note that's actually second ranked right now, and it is nothing to do with Obi being beside me, but it is nice to have Obi beside me, and that's going to be an Amazon short. Let's see if we can play this short. I've noticed that it's been a little bit weak. Amazon.
Oh,
I know
it's with the inbound. It's with the inbound.
I don't know why it's moving right now. Yeah, there's a little bit of an inbound right now on Amazon. We're going to put a short in there. Oh yeah, let's look at the imbalances right now. That pops out at 928 right here. I just feel very, very happy and justified about that screen flickering thing now. Oh, it is Randy is in the building. Thank you, Randy. Randy promised me a ride in your Roadster, the Tesla Roadster, when it comes through.
Trade yours or what?
Yeah. Me and you will race in our Roadsters. Okay, right now we're gonna have to get ready to go because I'd like to talk to Randy more, but we have a minute till the bell. Nice Java. Okay, so we're gonna wait for 174. The reason why we like this trade is Amazon's been a little weak the last couple of days. Tick, tick, boom. We'll wait to see if there's a downside move. But the problem with Amazon is, and it ain't no problem as a shareholder, I like the Dow inclusion, and I think it's a great little, catalyst, and it's going to put Amazon higher. I'm just trying to fade this against a weak market there. So we wait for Amazon, which I don't see on the imbalance. And then we wait for Tesla 201. That could be a trade right off the jump. It's just I'm nervous about longs today. So I almost want to let this one settle down, but then I feel like if I let it settle down, I'm going to miss it. So 201 possibly for an early take there on Tesla. I will probably take it. And then the other one was the Amazon short into 174. That's about it.
Yeah. Again, I think I'm gonna practice a little bit of patience. I have a little bit of a list of tickers that I do want to be watching. Some top picks as well. I don't know what's gonna set up. I have no idea, but I'm gonna try to stay a little patient and see what things are doing. See if I like the price action, and then maybe get involved, put some risk on if I like what I see. But what I'm seeing right now is Softy blasting up through 408. Yesterday's high coming into play right now, about a minute before the open there on Softy. Absolutely wild there. Again, let's have a great day. We're about to begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
All right, let's make trading great again with Obi here as we go today. So far, so good. The market is now open. We don't have any problems. Tesla's making the move to the downside, and our Vanny is probably going to halt, which is now $2.50 in the money. As I'll throw up the diamond hands. What the hell else is this? $4.50 in the money right now on Vanny. And here's your first halt happening on Vanny as we speak. So that is a halt nation. We do take it right here. We take that 201 break on Tesla. Let's see how far we can go up on this name. So we're long right now, 201. That bottom right there is basically two bills, 199.50. Let's get out if we break down through 199.50 on Tesla. That's going to be my out. So we're going to wait for that. Right now, Tesla's starting to go. We are long here at 201.08. I have an offer at 50. If that feels great, then we'll wait for the moon on this name. Maybe we're wrong and the market wants to go up here today. And if it does, then I feel pretty confident with this Tesla. But again, it's a small out, man. We'll take a risk here of about $1.50 as it's pulling back in on us as we speak.
Wow, we were talking about that UNH dump, and take a look at it. It just gets front run right before the open there, and flushing hard to the downside. 500 break comes in real hot here. Let me just pull up the chart so we can take a look at this. Absolutely wild. I'm like, oh yeah, this could be a nice continuation off the open there, and yeah, it does a decent portion of the move right in the pre-market there. Again, we saw that what was the news last night? Antitrust investigation, kind of a decent catalyst there. We saw some strong volume come in right at the end of the day, kind of an intraday catalyst, kind of leaving the intraday long float a little offside, and yeah, strong continuation through 500 right off the open. Let's see how far this can go. Catching a little bit of a bid right now. But yeah, I got my eyes on IBIT. I got my eyes on ARM. Apple, we talked about how it's going to be on watch today. It came into that 183, got slapped down for half a point off that 183, trading in 182 halves right now. I'm going to try to stay as patient as possible, not trying to make any impulsive decisions. And again, if the trade isn't there,
right,
it's not there. I don't need to do anything, right? And that's what I'm trying to get better at as well, trying to pick the quality of trades. Sure, there's a lot of trades, there's a lot of opportunities, but what's really worth my time? And I'm trying to really figure that out. And again, that's the journey I'm on right now currently. And yeah, let me know again in the chat what you guys are trading. Maybe there are names that I haven't looked at. Maybe there is interesting price action going on in a place in the market that I'm not watching. And feel free to put that in to the chat, and we will take a look at those tickers there as well. But I got nothing right now. Let's take a quick look at Google as it comes into this one.
Was that a throw to Adara quickly? Okay, let's go to Adara quickly.
Nice pop right off the open for ACMR. This is ACM Research. This one reporting a pretty hearty earnings beat across the board here for both EPS and sales. It also does have a float of about 43 million shares. 6% of that is going to be short. Overall, really good look right off the open for ACMR.
All right. We are shorting right now. So we just shorted Amazon quickly. It looks like our trade here on Tesla doesn't necessarily want to go, but it's still fine. And we're long here at 200. Like, we're out of the money 70 cents. Let's see if it does want to go there or not. We already have our target, but look what's happening right now for Amazon. We talked about being, blessed with having Obi here today, but we will short Amazon. And here it is, man. It's going to be a big one for us, hopefully, against that 30. Right there. So that was the high. We were lucky enough to get a good fill there. We do have some shares on board here for Amazon and able to hold this through. What we're not going to be able to hold through, though, looks like Tesla, as that is making that move down. We wrote down weak market here today, and we actually wrote down that we like Tesla into this move down into 200. Here it goes, breaking through 199. As we keep mentioning, as especially my guy over here was mentioning, to be a little conservative, wait for your best opportunities. Tesla looks like it wants to break lower. So we tried it. Looks like we'll lose $1 on this one and try to make that money back here with Amazon. I'd hate to lose both of them. We already got some out on Amazon. We do have Vanny still halted. Right now it's just tapping 718, so I'm not sure it's actually working for the theoretical auction price, but we will wait for that one. As here comes Tesla, man, right back up. We actually just took it out. We just got a fill up there. Look at that, $200.80 with a nice little fill there on Tessie. So that was a good move to the upside there. We'll take that fill and see what happens now on Tesla. Good trade there. Lucky to get that out, it seems like, Obi.
Yeah, for sure. Again, that UNH catching a very strong bid. I'm watching that 500 as well. Let's see what happens. Apple, though, catching a strong sell off of that 83 mark and coming in real hard into this 182s there. So I'm going to let it settle down. Futures right there. Let's take a quick look. We are kind of within that consolidation that we've been doing going into the open here. So nothing too crazy. ES as well, kind of doing a similar thing. I'm watching ARM as well. ARM kind of maybe continuing to the downside there a little bit from yesterday, off of yesterday's action there. We did get past 150 in the pre-market on ARM, and I was looking for that on the intraday the day before, and didn't really come into fruition, but it kind of gives it to you in the pre-market, can't really follow through, and it comes right back in, and we are pulling back into some of these levels there. So I'm gonna keep it on watch. Let's see if it does anything interesting here. I am in a little bit of GOOGL in and around this 137 here. Let's see how well that works. Amazon also ripping to the upside. We got Apple kind of just chilling softy right off the open. We were talking about that off the imbal, just blasts off and then clips this 409, and then now we're taking a little bit of a pullback there as well on softy. So nothing too crazy. Let's see what you guys are watching.
Yeah, first of all, we have Adara, and then we'll go to the guys. What's up, Adara?
Applied Therapeutics very much to the upside after a couple announcements this morning. APLT first getting FDA acceptance for its classic galactosemia treatment. It also announced a $100 million private placement. So really nice look here for APLT, guys.
Yeah, we're in the halt right now. That's come back in. Vanny's not really doing too much. Looks like it got blown out the top there. We'll just chill out on that. But what's happening right now is we were talking about possibly losing $1. So why the hell won't we celebrate when we're $1 in the money right now on Tesla? There it goes, man. What a good hold that was, Obi. And sometimes it's lucky, and we were able to not get stopped out there almost on the dime. To have not gotten stopped there. That was pretty special right there for sure. We've been sort of licking our wounds a little bit here on Amazon. We noticed that we want 174. We did start that trade a bit early. We will be up on this name. It's just, it is a little bit of a difficult trade. And there it is there, Sharif sitting back down and noticing that, yeah, man, we do have almost a $2 winner here on Tesla, as that's going up into 202, possibly getting a piece out there, but I think we could fly even higher than that. So why would we get a piece out then? 202 coming into play here. Tesla's been upside before. We talked about it. Again, there's reasons why it's on the sticky note, so we have to trade it, man. It's $1.70 now in the money on Tesla. What's up, A?
So much going on in the market today, but Meta, META, definitely one to watch here. The information reporting that Meta is planning to release its next-gen open-source large language model, Llama 3, in July. So that's a report here from the information with regards to META, guys.
Actually going.
Damn,
let's pull
Daniel,
it up.
this Tesla is going, and so is Meta right now, Obi, as you just mentioned that one, up to 490 again. Thank you, Miss Adara, for that quick update. Tesla's going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, Meta's going.
Yeah, Meta. Again, I pulled it up here. Let's pull up the tape and take a quick look here at Meta, see what it's doing. Again, I'm not too familiar with the details of the news, but yeah, let's see what the llama has in store for Meta here as we push right into 500, only about 10 points. We're coming from, 483s right off the open, nice strong bid right into 491s. Let's see if we can do 10 more points into the 500 and if things can get a little spicy and interesting in and around there. I'm looking left here, 494 threes. Let's take a quick look at the chart. I'll pull it up on here for you guys. And yeah, so let's take a quick look at this high that we might have some trouble with that happened last Friday. So last Friday's high, which also happens to be last week's high in and around 494.30s, it would seem, and we are just about a few points away from that. So if this move kind of continues, I'm curious to know what we'll do with this high here at that 495-ish area on Meta. But yeah, a lot of these, I don't know if you would call that I guess it is an intraday catalyst. It did come out right off the open and that strength showing up there and a little bit of volume coming in as well, giving some oomph to that strength. 490, 491 coming in. So let's keep an eye on this one. Let's see what it does after it kind of settles down. I think I'm a little late to the party for chasing into the move. It's already done about 10 points to the upside. Let's take a quick look before I take any entries. I do want to pull up what the ATR on Meta is. Now I know it's one of the top constituents. I should know this off the top, but 1274 is the 14-day ATR on Meta, and we've pretty much done roughly one ATR, over 75% of one ATR right off the open there. Okay, so we get stopped out of that Google 137 doesn't really want to hold. That's perfectly fine. We'll come back to that one when and if it sets up. Again, you can see the NQs kind of grabbing that 17.9. So we'll keep a close eye on this one as well with Meta giving that strength. Maybe some of these other names are catching a bit as well, but I'm not seeing anything too crazy right now. Apple's still selling off, Softy still selling off, Google obviously still selling off. We tried the long, didn't work. It is coming down. Amazon though, Amazon's kind of catching a bid there, Sean. We're up
to 173. This is actually where we wanted it. So we did take it out there once it broke through 50. We talked about that. We also took it out there on Tesla at 202 as we just tweet that out, and we do have Adara over at the desk.
Another earnings name here popping up with really strong volume is Array Technologies. ARRY is going to be the ticker for this one. They had an earnings beat across the board, but much lower projections for fiscal year 2024 than were expected. So bit of a mixed earnings reaction here, but nice move to the upside for ARRY.
I don't want to continue in honor of my friend Neil here. I don't want to look too many gift horses in the mouth, but that's not what we're doing. We're trading Amazon, and we are trading it damn well right now. Let's see if it goes into the gates of hell right now. We're 3 for 3 today, guys. We're short Amazon. That's been a monster right there. Tesla, I mean, who next on that one? And then Vanny has been disappointing, but this is not a name. Well, disappointing. It halted up about 800% or something, up there to $8. And so we were almost in a double there. But here we go. Hopefully a downside move in Amazon and an upside move in Tesla. It's giving me a little bit of worries here because I'm one of each. I don't know if you should be long Tesla and short Amazon at the same time. We did talk about this, and I actually realized we got to pay for shorts. Let me just try 100 shares here on Beyond Meat. So my stop order didn't trigger, and I should have been aware of that, but unfortunately, I was digging into this Tesla and wondering what I was doing at the time, and I didn't see it. But there's the pre-market break right there of 1165. So that would have happened, and you wouldn't have had any problems holding that because it only went to 12, and then here's the downside push. So I'll just say congratulations. I don't know if anybody had it. I don't know if shorts are easily available on this name or not, but I didn't have it. I tried to punch the short. Obi, you remember me saying that on Beyond Meat. Not only did it have a problem up there at 13, we sort of pulled the daily chart out for Beyond Meat, but also the trade that we liked, and Sharif talked about this, Brendan did, we all did, was that there wasn't much in the report other than cost cutting and the fact that their sales were down 7%. So we liked the short there in Beyond Meat, and without any sort of technical data, all we were going to do was short the basement of the pre-market, and that was 1160. My order's it's still pending. I don't have or rejected. No shares available to short. So unfortunately, that's my bad. I should have looked into that. And that just goes with trade preparation, Obi. And you talked about that yesterday on the market recap show, and that is putting in the work to prepare for the trades. And I mean, right there, I should have realized that we didn't have shorts on Beyond Meat. But there goes Amazon, man. This one's a face slapper. This is the number 2 idea. We have Alibaba short on here, and then we have Amazon short at 174. Well, we're short at 173.70. 60 cents in the money. It's a good day today.
Yeah, for sure. These shorts are really coming in with Softy making fresh lows as well, yeah, Alphabet kind of it did kind of make brand new lows. It did make brand new lows. I am attempting the long once again, getting a little bit of a feeler in as well, but nothing really else has set up for me right now. People talking about Mara. Sure, let's take a quick look at some of these names. There, Graph 808 talking about Mara ? A few question marks there, but yeah. So let's see what Mara's up to. Mara kind of holding this 31. It would seem as of right now, catching a little bit of a bid there. What's Bitcoin up to? Let's take a quick look at that one as well.
It's up to nothing.
Bitcoin is, yeah, I guess it's catching a little bit of a bid for the past 10 minutes here. So let's see what we did off the open. Right off the open, 930, we did catch a little bit of a bid right through that 60 mark right there, 60 thou, and we're kind of pushing up. So let's see whether we range, whether we continue, whether we push back down. I have no idea. But if Bitcoin, like we said earlier, if Bitcoin's going to show some strength today, I think some of these crypto-related names might be following in step. Now, which ones will follow in step better than others, I have no idea, and that's what I'm kind of looking out for today. So we got that IBIT, we got that MSTR. You know what? Another one, Sean? GBTC is another one. It's been doing significant volume over the past few days, and I do have it on watch. It did consolidate yesterday, and we're getting that second, like kind of a continuation up. Look at that leg up. Post earnings, consolidation sideways, leg continuation. So a little bit of some nice action there on GBTC, kind of following again in step with the Bitcoin move. What's that other one? Riot, of course. Riot. Let's see what our friend Riot is up to. Riot kind of selling off, so a little distinctly different in terms of that action with that price action to the downside. It is diverging from.
Let's go get some news from Adara.
One of these small caps running around today is ADIL Pharmaceuticals, ADIL. This one, a couple minutes before open here, announcing that they've secured a new U.S. patent for treating alcohol use disorder. Also worth noting here, this one does have a float of about 1.5 million shares. 10% of that is going to be short, so keeping the float in mind when looking at ADIL, guys.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Adara, for that. Look, I feel like we need to, I just canceled right there that 201, like 80 or so. I'm going to put it back. If we do get a little bit of a bump up there in Tesla, let's take another piece out up here. I still feel red today in the market. I don't know. We just covered though, like Amazon, this short, man, you got to pay yourself. Like this short came basically into VWAP. I mean, we are waiting for VWAP at 73, but we'll take an 11 fill there and a 14 fill on this Amazon short off the sticky note there. So we got excited early. We were taking some profit before it eventually broke, which put us flat-ish on the name, and then it came into our levels. So let's just be careful here with it. You could see now though, let's reload this a little bit down here into 200 on. Did you just see my screen there? No, you didn't. You were looking the other way. Okay, doesn't matter. You saw it?
Whoa, how did Ramin see it from all the way over there?
All right. You know, the thing is like when you live in my house, especially with I have 2 kids now, but 3 people, including my wife, that often are questioning different things that are happening around the house. It's always me that gets the sort of the brunt of all of that. And now, like, at least there's some kind of proof that I am not as, you know, sort of off the rocker as many people in my family believe. So, all right, there it is right there. Let's go. ADIL continues to go. Now it's halted. Thank you to Adara for that one. Just brought this story to everybody. ADIL. Adara talked about it, and it spiked up 50 cents. So there it is, man. The Whisper Queen over there. What's up, Adara?
More news this morning. We're just getting here from the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, straight from them themselves, the FAA, saying that Whitaker, their leader, has basically told Boeing that it has 90 days to deliver a comprehensive action plan to fix its quality control issues that we've kind of had ongoing since the situation with that fuselage blowing off mid-air. So Boeing definitely want to keep an eye on with regards to that announcement, guys.
Damn.
Get out of here.
Okay. Well,
Shouldn't be bulls
that might be
anyways,
the bottom.
man.
I don't know.
Grief just goes, there's a bull on the ground. I'm like, make it two, because honestly, like, I feel like let the bodies hit the floor at some point here. I don't know if it's going to be today or not.
Oh, we got it. What is that? Like
okay.
a turtle?
It's more friendly. Sentiment turtle? Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
Take that. Thank you, Ramin. See,
He's
there we
he's
go.
patient. He's patiently waiting. It's a little sad turtle as well.
Yeah,
Got a
it
little-
can flip.
Oh, it's one of those happy
said-
sads.
Right.
Okay,
You got
cool.
it. You got it. Ramin's in my ear telling me all about these fun things.
And as long as the market is moving, you gotta have a
right there.
smile on the face.
Let's do this because we're coming in here with Tesla. We just reloaded that that long down there, and we'll take a piece out just for a little bit. We had 2 reloads in there, that one as well. So there it is. We've talked about. I mean, yeah, Sharif's the professor's over here saying good reload. It is, but it also just barely held on again. Like, this is a slippery slope that we've picked right now, and it's like we're sort of skiing uphill here with Tesla, I feel like, and that's not a good feeling. It definitely looks weaker than I had thought, for sure. We talked about the market getting down to the downside right now. Tesla's kind of going the other way against, you know, my position. So we'll wait for it. It's Amazon that's going the other way. That's trying to go up, so we'll short a little bit of that now as well. This is I'm very, as you can see, more so than normal, confused here, because I thought Tesla would be a long and it's a short, and I thought Amazon would be more of a short than where it is right now. So, all right, let's just stay controlled here on all of this. So we'll wait. Apple right now making new lows on Apple Vision Pro worries.
Yeah, I'm watching this arm here as well. Kind of just teetering in and around this. I was going to say 132. It just slaps up to 133. Nice. All right. So yeah, it's just holding in and around this 132 level, which is kind of interesting here. Let's see what we do in and around these levels. Again, if you look a little left, we have had some consolidations in and around these 130s. So I am watching it. Futures, wow, NQs. Fresh lows on the NQs, absolutely wild here. What's the next trade? I have no idea. Willis Addison saying, let's go ARM, 135 puts, and TJX swinging our calls. Yeah, nice. Those puts definitely coming in as we kind of tested low a day, 132s there on ARM. I am still gonna, like I said, I'm gonna stay a little patient there. Apple making fresh lows. 181.30s. Oh boy, I gotta watch that tape, but that's definitely gonna be interesting. I need more screens, Sean. I need a little bit more tape. I gotta watch a lot of these things that are moving just to see.
Yo, get this man whatever he wants immediately.
Yeah.
Fabian, hook up more screens immediately. 4 is not enough. More screens for Obi immediately.
More screen Let's
no
go.
positions, more screens. 4 positions over here right now. So we dump out on Tesla. Tesla was kind of a dump there anyways. We talked about that. I actually only got out at 75% as we'll hold this. Looks like it does want to break now, 199. And we will get out on that break if and when that does happen. But yeah, man, it is a party over here, a party over there, because right here, we're taking Amazon out for this bottom. There goes Apple. We just talked about this. In my ear, Apple Vision Pro, possible weakness in demand for that unit. I feel like that is way early on talking about demand for the Apple Vision Pro when we know this is not something that they're trying to sell in mass right now, especially with that kind of a price target. I am not a buyer of Apple, but I'm a buyer of Google, which has been bad lately, so don't take my advice. But right now, we're watching out for this. Apple making a move back in. We've taken out of half of this already. Again, when it's sort of flash news like this, you have to sort of be a little bit careful. I'm actually surprised that Apple's not down more on something like this. If this was like a report about anything other than the Vision Pro, there would be a problem, but I do wonder if there is something more under the hood with demand. And we talked about a poor release from China the other day. Darn it, Obi, I guess we're $1 off on this. That was a good short, but not now. I feel like we missed that at 76. So we could wait for that. Apple holding out pretty good here, guys, to be honest with you. Amazon also. No problems here. It's Tesla's the weak one. We'll be slightly red on Tesla today, actually, because of this last little move there. Should have cleaned it all out. We did have an offer there, upside on Tesla, and then we didn't cash it. So there it goes, Tesla to the downside. We're holding 2 shorts as we sent the bodies to the floor, and now we have nice, emotionless turtle that can flip either way.
I like that.
So it's trying to figure it out.
Definitely down to vibe with.
How's your
vibe with
trading
the
been
turtle.
going, by the way?
It's okay. I kind of I'm watching ARM kind of missed out on that little piece there, but again. There will be more opportunities. I'm not too worried. I don't want to chase in to the move here, but Google seems to be working as of right now. Let's see how far it can really get. But talking about weakness, yeah, Apple all the way down to 181. Softy super weak as well. High of day off the open was 409.30s, and we're pushing 405s right now. So a nice little 5-point drop on Softy. Let's see how far we can get with that one. A little bit of a strong bottom wick on this 15-minute candle here on Google, kind of showing us a little bit of action there. Let's see how well we hold this area. But yeah, futures kind of that was crazy. We dip hard down through that 17.9, give it about 20 points to the downside, and then now let's see where we go from here. ES still kind of consolidating, still kind of chopping well within this consolidation that we were doing going into the open there. ARM holding nicely as well, 133s. What else am I watching? We had some. Okay, so Beyond Meat held. Wow, what is the low on that candle right there? 10.06. 10.06 is the low on that Beyond Meat. That's absolutely wild there. So $10 bounce. Wasn't BYND was a SPAC, was it not?
It's
perhaps. I think it might have been.
I'm gonna say no.
Let me. You know what? I'll look back
right.
into that. But that 10 bounce is quite interesting, as we did a whole point off of that bounce. Let's see how far we can get from here. But it could be an interesting. Let me just quickly look that up, Sean.
You might be right. Yeah. Take come over to here. That's fine. I've got this. I can handle this. This is not my first rodeo over here. All right. So we'll go short a little bit. I only have 5 positions. 4 positions. Sorry. We just tried to get ARM. Actually, we got a little piece of. Oh, come on, ARM. We didn't get a big enough piece, but we are with ARM right now and with Adara right now as well.
Just keep an eye on this BETS. This is BitBrother. This is a blockchain-related company, or they mostly do blockchain-related things. So could be moving from what I'm seeing based on the overall move in crypto. Worth noting, though, with regards to this one, float of about 607,000 shares. So very small float. Market cap of just above 1 million. So keep an eye on this one, BETS, guys.
The problem is, as we will, and I actually want to look at Coinbase and Mara in a second. Mara reporting tonight. Right now. Isn't it tonight? Right, tonight, yeah, so good. I thought I heard Sharif say no, but he was like, yep, so that is right. So, all right, we'll look at that, but here goes Apple to the downside. There was one more thing, ARM. I took the trade here, Obi, so I mean, I'm just going to hold out for this. I'm a little bit upset because we should have, ARM was my #1 stock there yesterday, and honestly, for some reason, we sort of left it alone here today, and that was a stupid mistake of mine because we should be short here at 136. That's for sure. So that's my bad. I would have had that 100%. We always play off the 200 period. So, all right, Apple's falling back in. I feel like we can hold this. I don't even have any more bids. But now that I see it coming into 181, let's just put something at 181.14 and then again at 181.02. What I mean by no bids, like for me, scalping is what I do. I'm already out of half of this Apple trade. So to not have any bids out is like weird for me. All right, so ARM pushing. We should put a bid out here in case this does come into 132. Looks like it's going to do that, so 132.25. We'll just put a bid there and sit there. Sometimes we get lucky enough to get these fills. Just a quick look back at Tesla. It's kind of hovering around. This could be the long there. We've seen 198 hold numerous times before, so this could be a decent hold if you want on Tesla. It's just I'm wrong on it today. So that's a little bit of a problem. Wow, 61,000 right now for Bitcoin, man, taking out new highs. Look at Coinbase. Coinbase still trying to threaten into 212. So that was an area of concern for myself into 212, but we never got there off the open. So we were waiting for a nice move off the open to spike into these levels. It looks like we may get that right now, but to short Bitcoin seems a little bit insane as it's up to 61,000. And I don't think shorting Coinbase is the same kind of a thing. But Mara, with their report tonight, again, a pretty dangerous trade here today. We know that there's a decent short float on this name, although I feel like it's gotten less and less. No, it's still 22, so still 22%, and there's the report coming tonight from Mara. So it's going to be a big option name. So this name could really squeeze upside here with option action. And by the way, Obi, we just put it on, and it is right now $1. There's ARM trying to make lows here into 132.50.
Yeah, so with that, right before you said that, I looked up and I was like, oh, damn, Bitcoin making some fresh highs. Immediately pulled up IBIT and I'm like, all right, this is pushing into 35, that kind of psychological fresh level that I'm curious about. And we are kind of testing that level right now on IBIT there. So let's see how well we do. We got some size on the bid right there. So let me pull up the level 2 for you guys right here so you guys can follow along. And yeah, let's throw up that, was that size filter working last time? I think so. All right, cool. Yeah, so we got that size filter on. So there, right there, boom, right there, 200 lots on the bid, and then suddenly just shifts over to the ask on top of 35s. And did that guy get filled? He definitely did on 35. So let's see what we do. IBIT 35 coming in with that Bitcoin pushing for that 62 thou mark. Maybe. Will we see it today? Will we see it right now? I have no idea. But yeah, these crypto tickers, like we said, if Bitcoin is strong, I think that some of these can definitely catch a bid. And I'm watching Mara as well here. 31, 32, 33 coming in. Pre-market highs at 33.11s. If Bitcoin can continue a little bit there, let's see what we do and do through those highs there. A little bit of a pullback. Again, I think we can expect it to be volatile. Again, I don't expect things to work on the first try. But I will try to do my best to stay with the trade if and when it is working for us there. But yeah, a little bit of a pullback. So let's see how far this IBIT pulls back here with the Bitcoin pullback off of those fresh highs. Again, I think with some new prices, we can always expect a little bit of a pullback, some profit taking as well. But yeah, the sustain of that pullback is what I'm looking for. If that's going to be there, then I think we should be Gucci gang.
Gucci gang, yeah, I agree with that. All right, so right here, Sean's positions, Obi's positions. This is more Trader TV Live. We are having an issue with our data feed right now, but bear with us. We'll get that all figured out. Normally, if you're here, we'll have the biggest movers and some stock indexes coming up here, but you'll see our positions. And again, the accurate thing out of all of this would be what you're reading here, not necessarily all of these fills, okay? So that's still not working. But the positions, like right now, I'm short Apple 181.50. So that's right. I'm short Amazon 170.50, 173.50. So that's going to be wrong. And then ARM we're short as well. And then we're long Vanny. And these are the trades that Obi was just talking about. So these will update as we go. So sometimes it takes a minute or two. So check out those prices. You can ask in the chat as well. But let's go over to Adara. That was more Trader TV Live. This is the original Trader TV Live, and we've got Adara over at the desk.
SPY very much range bound in this 3-minute area here, but we are a bit to the downside, and it's been quite a morning in terms of news and data coming out. We did get that preliminary GDP data coming in a bit lower than expected. That was right at 8:30. Some news updates coming from Boeing and Meta, amongst other companies. So it's been very much a morning full of excitement. And of course, Bitcoin surpassing that 60,000 level quite swiftly as well. So very much an active day for the market, despite this kind of range-bound look we do have on the SPY right now. Some stocks to talk about include Bumble, missing its earnings across the board here for BMBL and also announcing a workforce reduction. Baidu, another earnings name here to the downside. BIDU, despite actually fairly strong earnings report, very much trading to the downside here amidst overall weakness in Chinese ADRs today. And last but not least, that Meta story I alluded to, the information reporting that Meta will be releasing its new large language model, the Llama 3, in July, or it's planning to release this by July, according to the information. So nice look here for META, guys.
Meta. All right, we'll average in a little bit more into Apple here. The thing, oops, I was going to talk about Boeing, but let's just go over to Apple. Apple.NQ, just real quick to see if there's anything there. Because that Boeing story, we actually kind of glanced over it as Adara brought it to us because we were at other things. And it was the story of the FAA there. Come on, what is... All right, there it is. So there's a reload short, and we just got some out, I guess, at 43. We just took 50s there. So that's where we're short on Apple right now. And I just want to take this until 182. If we break 182, then we are gone on Apple. Again, we heard the story about the potential Vision Pro slowdown in my ear from some analyst again. So we'll just see if it plays, It's playing so far. ARM's playing quite nicely. We did not get that fill yet, but why not? It just bounced off of us, exactly off of us. We're at 55. The bottom there is 55, so I don't know why we didn't get that fill. We'll wait to see if it comes back in again and just put it one more time. Maybe switch gateways right here and put something else out there. We'll see if we get a fill down a little bit lower. We are now $1, so that is a Dollar Club member there. Did Tesla hold 199? Obi, there's Tesla. Nice hold on TSLA down there at 199. That's too bad. But look when we punched out what happened, man. It looks like everyone had that same idea. Should have probably noticed that and then just gone long there. That is stupid, honestly. I hate making mistakes, and I don't necessarily think we had necessarily a mistake there, but there's Beyond Meat right back up. So you are coming back up into that area one more time. I still did not pay for shorts. I guess I got to go over and do that. Beyond Meat right now moving around. Obi, you're okay. You don't need shorts, or do you want me to?
No, I think
for you.
Oh, we got to pay for those?
Well, no, you don't have to pay for them. I'll pay for them for you. But I'm just saying, if you don't want it, like you could ruin yourself and decide not to trade it, which is fine by me. I'll find out.
I think I'm like the plan that I had for it never really happened off the open, so I don't think I'm really going to get involved with it right now.
All right.
But yeah, okay. So that IBIT kind of pulling back quite heavily there as Bitcoin pulls back as well. Let's see. Again, I got the stop in. Let's see how far it goes. If I get clipped, I get clipped. Yeah, Apple kind of coming in as well. I'm seeing that a little bit of a green happening on Apple and Softy and Alphabet as well. Just watching these 15-minute candles printing green as of right now with only 9 minutes left to go for the candle to finish printing, for the candle to finish printing. But yeah, no, ARM kind of coming in as well, so that's interesting. That's interesting to me. Let's see how far we can get. It did hold that 132 a little bit. Let's see if we can continue holding that or we kind of break past that. I have no idea. I'm going to stay observant, and if it comes in, it'll come in, and we may or may not get involved there. UNH continuing to the downside. Which one? I thought this one was Meta there. No, it's Berkshire. Berkshire with a little bit of a bid. I traded this one yesterday, Sean. It was kind of an interesting move there. So let's take a quick look. A very, very strong action off of the open. You can see here the move kind of pretty much reverted. We had a strong flush yesterday. We kind of reverted a decent chunk of that, and off the open we pretty much reverted all of that, but nothing yet in terms of reversion of first day price action right now here on Berkshire. But yeah, quite a strong bid right back into those 412s. We were all the way down at 401s yesterday, but yeah, quite a strong move there. I'll keep that one on watch. Let's see what we do with that 413 as well. Yeah, ARM, Mr. Meme saying ARM is at a good price. Yeah, I like this 132, but yeah, let's see what we do with this 132 before we do anything
$1.60
with that. And there you go. Okay, so I did have a little bit of a wide stop there on IBIT. I did get punched out there on off that IBIT. That's perfectly fine. Like I said before, I know that I'm probably like the probability of me being right on the first try or being right at all may not be really up there. So I kind of want to just go with the flow, like we were talking about before. Just take what the market gives me. Don't ask for too much. But when it is giving it to you, something I do need to work on, we were talking about yesterday, is having the confidence and having the aggression to really push in to it when it is showing you that it might be working there. On the day. So that's something that I am kind of currently working on in my trading journey as of right now. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Okay, so I get clipped on the stop and it kind of bids right back up. Interesting stuff. That's yeah. Okay, so maybe the stop selection there not the best. Maybe, but we'll let some of this price action come in and kind of show us some prices there. But that 135, as of right now, with the limited information that's been printed on the chart in and around these prices, we did kind of push into 35 and pull back. Bitcoin is also pulling back a little bit off those highs. It did break that 16.1 back to the downside for now, and we're printing 60.7s there on the BTCs. This Google is working as of right now. Let's see if this bounce actually comes in. Apple, Softy. What's Nvidia up to? That's another question.
The market's
I'm
bouncing
asking
pretty
right
nice
there.
here, man.
Yeah, so yeah, we're getting a little bit of a reclaim of that 17.9 on the NQ. The ES pushing for some of these consolidation highs. Again, we were pretty much having an inside, so I'm curious to know if we do get to these highs, what'll happen? Will players kind of push back into this, or we're gonna blow some of these highs there, consolidation highs of the pre-market there on that session? And I'm thinking about potentially getting involved in this IBIT again. Sure, I did get stopped out right at that Pico bottom, but that's perfectly fine. Next trade would be to see what we do and how well we hold on this dip, this little pullback. We are holding above this these pre-market levels as of right now. Again, I guess I did kind of clip my stop a little too tight there. What is the low of that candle? I'm curious to know there. So let's see. Okay, so yeah, I guess just by a couple of pennies get clipped on the stop and it rebids, and that's perfectly fine. That's information that I guess I don't know. I don't necessarily know how to use it effectively as of right now, but clearly the stop could have been a little bit wider there. It doesn't have to be so close to some of those pre-market levels. We did come in and grab some of that liquidity, it would seem, off of those highs. As the market bounces and things start to catch a little bit of a bid, let's see what IBIT does in and around this 35. I'm curious to know, with ES reaching the high of its consolidation, does NQ have the same umph to reach its high of consolidation in the pre-market going into the open right here at that 17,960. Here comes VWAP on the Google. That 137, I liked it earlier. Am I going to like it again up here? I have no idea, but let's wait and watch. Let's see what the tape is telling us here. And yeah, nothing too crazy right now. I don't really have 100% focus on the tape right now, so kind of watching it incrementally at certain places that I like, just to get a little gist of the action.
Wow,
Apple bidding right back up, 182s.
Yeah,
back
we're
there
starting
on
to go.
Apple. Oh boy.
So this is where I'm dug into Apple right now. You know, we could go from first to worst here today now. Let's just see what happens here with Apple. So ARM, by the way, was $1.70. That's a face slapper there. We actually really took that one, and that was a good one, man. We got a good fill, but it's down here to 132. Let's wait to see if we could support that. The panic mode situation for me is right here. It's with Apple. So Apple does make this move up. We were talking yesterday, and we actually talked about this on the market recap show, which is why I don't have Apple written on here. I don't think, we talked about yesterday, Obi, we talked about the long.
Yes.
That we liked in Apple because of that electric car news and the abandonment of that and the flip over into a more of a AI focus, which I think everybody's waiting for here with Apple. And then I wind up short. And again, Apple's a positive name for me today. It's going to be number 2. Obviously, Amazon's number 1. But it's got this story, and I don't even hear the story. Maybe, I don't know if you can confirm this, Adair, or what, but like that there was some worry about Apple and some of the demand with their Vision Pro. So we started shorting that early when we heard that. And okay, we just got to fill there. So it was good until now. Now we're running into VWAP, we're running into the 50-period moving average, and I'm getting nervous because the market is starting to look pretty good. We touched down into these 4 a.m. bottoms, I guess, right there on Europe, and then now starting to make that move back to the upside, but we just did fail that view up, which is a good story to tell. So hopefully it comes back in right now for us. Let's take some more out here. We just got a 72 print. We're short at 78. So we'll talk about how worried we are about Apple, but at the same time, if this falls down, it'll be one hell of a day over here. So let's see if that can continue to happen. We did get a little bit more up here on Amazon as well. So we don't want to die or sort of die on a sword of shorts right now. Does that make any sense? Where we are just net short everything while the market goes back upside. So let's just start to take a little bit out here, but hey, a little bit of a different way that I trade, right? I'm trying to look for winners and to make money. You heard Neil yesterday talk a little bit about taking small cuts and just trying to stay alive. I'm trying to stay alive too. It's just for right now, I talked about what kind of risk there potentially is in the market here. And I feel that, taking more shares and scalping them out for winners and then trying to hold on for the big guy might be, for me, what's been working out so far over the last little while. So everybody's gonna have completely different styles. We have Obi over here today, basically holding positions, it seems like, and you've discussed your strategy and your ins and outs. We had Neil yesterday with those small cuts and then holding on for bigger winners as well. So definitely lots of different ways to skin the damn cat. I love cats. They're 181.60 right now. Let's go, boom, there it is. That's a good one right there, as we'll give some props up to that Apple short and just trying to cover. Like, I'm happy that we're able to get some out right now on Apple. And again, it was more shares at VWAP and at the top that is allowing me to survive right now and getting more out and being somewhat excited here as this falls back in, because we shorted Apple and we shorted Amazon. And right now, we'll lift this for now, but this is very, very spicy today. It's only 10:14. Let's see where we go from here, Obi.
Sure. Yeah, definitely different. Whoa, there goes 35 on IBIT. Blasting off
61.5.
Yeah,
dude.
so that's pretty wild there. So we are catching a little bit of a bid on some of these names. I kind of took my eyes off IBIT. I let that work. We did get clipped a little bit into that drop, but now we are pushing past this 35 mark. Let's see how well we do there. What is Bitcoin up to? Bitcoin pushing fresh highs. Like I said, let's see how far this pullback kind of pulls back. Okay. And yeah, so we did pull back a little bit there. What is this? About a 30-penny pullback into the 70s, and then pushes right back up. So a nice little bid. Holding Bitcoin, pushing some fresh highs. Let's see if that continues there. Definitely on watch. Google kind of working out right now, just coasting along. But yeah, definitely different. I think we were talking about this yesterday as well. Different kind of tools for the toolbox.
Yep.
And different playbook for different environments, right? And again, that's what I'm realizing. It's like like longevity and adaptability. Those really factor into that, right? Do you have tools for different market conditions? Do you have tools? Do you have strategies for different market conditions? And because yeah, like the market is cyclical, things don't work forever. And yeah, do you have other things in the toolbox to kind of work on some problems there, right? You can't be using.
Let's go to Adair quick.
Sure, yes.
So Obi doesn't have an earpiece.
Yes.
So
I will continue talking. Stop me at any time.
I do not mean to interrupt, but we have some more breaking stories here. What's up, Adair?
I've got all the details on that Apple situation for you guys here. So there are two stories, actually. The second one came out just after 10 a.m., so it would not have been that initial reaction. But let's start with the Vision Pro situation. Ming-Chi Kuo, so that's that Apple analyst who does analyze supply chain and supply chain surveys, saying that there is a slowed, or from what he's seeing, there's a slower market demand for the Vision Pro. And he's also had some other details here too, including the global release schedule forecast, but mainly I think a lot of people are just focusing on this main headline here, that there is a significant slowdown in the demand for the Vision Pro, according to Ming-Chi Kuo. Also of note here, then right after 10 a.m., DigiTime saying that according to market sources in China, there's actually a significant drop in iPhone unit sales in China since the Lunar New Year, so that there might be some pricing cuts here coming from Apple. So just a couple stories here with regards to AAPL that might be of note for that short.
Okay. Thanks for that, Miss Adara. Okay, so we're still short 85, man. We've just really banked out on Apple. I mean, it's been a great trade as we start to fall back in. I feel like the bid is right. I mean, again, I'm scalping it like really insanely here today. I understand that. 81.50. Let's see if we can hold in and around there to make our decision. Amazon, good move there. Making a move down. We just covered at the 50 period. That was 30s. We looked to cover more. Did we just get a cover there? No, we didn't. We got a cover on Apple as, yeah, 81.60s. Okay, so Apple did fall in a little bit there. ARM is making a move back up. Tesla is going to be the one that really gets me today. Tough one because we would be, honestly, we'd be on the moon right now. Hello, our name is Kanye. We're from Mars. But
I saw that recently. That was
yeah,
pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy's the best. Honestly, I just.
Oh, look at that. 1,300 lots at 35 coming up right here on IBIT. So definitely some size there. Look at that, 2,000. So Buddy just doubled up there at that 35. Some heavy size showing up at that 35. What is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin taking a little bit of a pullback. 61.4 is the high there, and a little bit of a pullback with that high. Look at that, 4,000 on the ask now. 4,000 on the ask. 35s. On IBIT. Let's see what we do in and around this 35. Oh boy, is this doing volume. I got some tape filters here. 20 thou, 30 thou, edge A's, edge X's. The gates are lit, Sean. They just picked up a whole bunch at 35 right now, so half of those guys got filled. Look at that, D gates going off. Some serious volume happening in and around this 35 on IBIT. Again, kind of a Bitcoin ETF, so definitely a lot of big boys got some interest in here. And look at that, a little bit of a 2,000. These gates are doubled up here, so it's actually just one times 2,300 there on IBIT. So let's see how that one kind of goes. There, I got a little short here on the Berkshire, just kind of testing out something there as well. But yeah, 35 on IBIT. Let's see if we blast through this. We've already watched the price once, and then size shows up on the ask. We are printing a lot of that size as of right now, so I'm curious to know what we do. Definitely a lot of people are interested in this 35 price here, Sean. Absolutely wild, this market.
I love this market, honestly. This has been a great market for sure. Depends which way you're going, though, here today. We talked about missing this Tesla trade. That's too bad. Nice upside move. The only thing is, I was debating getting long again at 202. We had some consolidation here before we broke lower, right? So that was a problem. I'm net short everything, which is the problem, other than Vanny. But Vanny, we're not even playing with real shares compared to... Everything all right, Fabian? Yeah, okay, good. He's looking at me. I always wonder if I'm doing something. All right, so we're net short Apple, Amazon, ARM. So ARM is dollar. We'll see if we get going even a little bit more than this right now on that. You're in IBIT, yes. But Mara reports. So I feel like trading in the ETF is probably better for today just because of the report coming after hours. And I feel that, you know, we've seen gamma squeezes and all that kind of stuff happen when there's a chase towards options because, quite frankly, $32 name, it's a lot cheaper to buy, you know, maybe a lotto ticket up here at 36 or 37. I don't even know what that would cost you in the option market. But again, I would maybe stay away from this, but you're now at 61,000. Good hold there so far anyways, in and around 61. So let me just zoom this back out. So there's the high of 61.30. This is a 3-minute chart. Let's go to a 1-minute chart because that's what we're doing better here on the show. I don't even know if that just updated or not. But 61 is holding. So the lowest we've got was 60,950. Wow, we are really printing here. We're singing to the downside now. We just got another Amazon short in there. But 60,900 looks like it wants to hold. So I know you're looking at IBIT, and I just feel that we don't even really need to look anymore at Bitcoin as a chart because as long as you're in the name, then an IBIT, a GBTC, like we've mentioned a couple times here on the show, these are good enough for charts. Very active, tons of volume in here. And so you could follow sort of the underlying there. But if the trades, and you said these are Bitcoin ETFs, that's exactly what they are. They are going to follow one-to-one.
Yeah, I hope so.
You know, the small management fee will not affect the price of IBIT moving with Bitcoin. So those are one-to-one, and those are as good to go as far as I know anyways. ARM is starting to go to the downside. We're really happy with this. Hopefully this is the day that ARM flushes, and we'll have a little bit of a successful move back to the downside more than what we've been getting recently. Go to Adara? Yeah. Okay, sure. Test Unity again. I want to hear this. No. Okay. Over to Adara at the screen.
IWM, the Russell 2000, in a bit of an uptrend right now, but still down on the day. There are so many runners to talk about. We talked about ADIL earlier with that patent news. I know Sean's been in VANI, or the VANI, with regards to that weight loss news, but lots of other small cap gappers to talk about as well, including BETS, Bit Brothers. This one, moving with Bitcoin, because this is a blockchain related name, but really notable float here, 607,000 shares, so keep an eye on BETS. We also have LifeStance Health, LFST, this one up about 35% after reporting a pretty substantial earnings beat here, about 7% short float. Last but not least, with a 10% short float is BGS, B&G Foods. This one again also here on an earnings beat. So lots of earnings names within these small cappers today, guys.
Small cappers, yeah, a lot of earning names. Thank you, Miss Adara. We got Unity fixed now, so we're all good, baby. All right, so far so good. All right, let's just keep going then. How about that? All right, so VANI, you know, maybe 575. You know, it's been holding this exact price that we're in right now. Obviously, a break back down below $4, and I think we can get out of VANI. So that's sort of always been our out. I've kind of just let it go. Sometimes we get out a little premature on that, and then we look back and we wonder what exactly we're doing there. So let's just wait on it. Not being able to sit there and trade it on VANI. You know, it's one thing when I'm sitting here in the morning and we see a pullback, but like right now, I have so many more shares and so much more built into these kind of trades that if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's literally a lotto. It's like, I can't explain that any more than that. Like, it's a lotto ticket for me. That, of course, is VANI. So we'll wait for that to see if it prints out or not. Amazon, this is no lottery ticket, man. This is actually how we make money around here. We trade these names, man, and there it is. Amazon, another sticky note name, Brendan. Obi, and there it is. Right there. I have Brendan on my mind because the reason why, first of all, I always have Brendan on my mind. You know, a very hard worker around here. The reason why I know is because I wanted to go to more Trader TV Live, which for some reason isn't loading up on my YouTube, but here it is right now. Because we are back, baby, and now you can go over there and have this up as your second stream. And what this is now we have VANI, we have the big movers working on here, we have the indexes up here, and we have our positions. We'll also be dropping news right there. So there's the EV sports car news. We have the Fed, the economic calendar, which includes today Fed speech. So that's going to be on there. And here's some of the movers. Like, if you're just logging in for the first time today, what's moving? Beyond Meat is right there, which, by the way, I paid for shorts. What am I even doing? That's more Trader TV Live. Let me go over and find out if we have a short coming through. Nice trade here on Apple, man. Beautiful on trade on Amazon. Apple pulling back in Obi. I don't want to get any more out here until we see what this market wants to do. Whoa. Okay. Did it happen again? But down here, 181.20 or so. I think I'm just gonna, I can't do it now because if I log out and back in, it'll be a nightmare. But I feel like uninstalling the software and back in, it's probably a bad install there. We'll refresh that.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Logging out and in?
Yeah.
Yes, I do that every day. That would have been a good point, Obi, to do that. That is the fix to everything.
Yeah.
Log out and log in. Like, Unity was down. Fabian just goes log out and back in. So that worked. But here we go. Apple making a move back in here. We'll take one more piece out because it's a nice move into the 30s. So let's do that. That just happened again. That bottom is 181.20 for Apple. So we'll take a piece out here in the 30s. Watch that go through. ARM's pretty good. And VANI still that 50 cents with the stop under $4.
Yeah, I'm just kind of just being a little patient here. Again, I got some positions on. Kind of let's see how they do. Like I said, A little bit long on the Google. We are holding the 17.9 for now. Let's see how well we hold that on the NQs. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I did kind of have the Qs on watch, QQQs, as well, doing some interesting action as of late.
Damn.
And yeah, so we kind of had this. We topped out at that. What is this? 440 here as of late, and we're kind of just we were consolidating for the past couple of days, kind of pulling back in here. Very strong on what is this, last Wednesday. After hours, we kind of saw what happened there. A little bit of a push up to the upside, and we are kind of coming right back into some of these lows that we did hold. 433s on the Qs there. So I'm curious to know what we do. We are already holding above those as of right now, but Apple looking kind of weak. Alphabet looking a little weak as well. Amazon coming back to the downside, 173s. Oh boy, is that looking a little? We got to get those.
Bro, we've got this, dude.
Yeah, we got to get those bears potentially going.
Oh, well, yeah, that's why we swatted. Oh, I cannot. This is Ramin's turtle. I ain't swatting that anywhere for now. But yeah, we got those for now. Yeah, we're in good mood. But we have a good mood today, and the reason why is ARM is $1.70 in the money, Amazon 70 cents in the money, Apple now 70 cents in the money and going lower right now as the market breaks. It's crazy. We have one losing trade on, or one losing name. It's not very much, and it's Tesla. Our losing trade is Tesla, written here, long 201, as we go into 200 and now bounce up into 203. So that kind of sucks, that one, but that's okay. We sometimes will make those calls, and there it is. We do have gasoline inventories coming out in 1 minute, so get ready for that. I guess could affect UNG. If we are wanting to look at UNG for any of you UNG players right here, watch out for UNG coming with Nat Gas. We do have a segment coming up with Adara at 10:30 anyway, so she'll review probably Nat Gas there when that pops through as those inventories coming out very pronto. All right, Apple making moves lower. Amazon just bounced off 173, so we're going to put some more bids down there. Not sure what's going on. The market is finding a bid here one more time, and it's probably led by, honestly, the long that we should have here, Tesla. So, all right, anything? Oh, actually, are we going to Adara at 10:30? Okay, so I'll just hold here for a couple more seconds as we'll wait to see for this. There it goes right now. Tesla, nice move back up to the upside. Maybe this market's getting going. We were talking about it being red. We said it on here, market feels weak, short pops. So that's exactly what we did today. It's a trophy day and it's Adara at the desk.
We do have crypto update, but first we're just getting in these crude oil stocks change numbers should be coming in any moment here. The previous that we had was 3.514 million here, and we're actually getting in 4.199 million, so much lower here than the previous number. But the gasoline stocks change also coming in pretty significantly lower than the previous, which was just negative 0.294 million. Now we're getting negative 2.832 million. So a bit of a change here for these key gas and oil numbers. In terms of crypto, interesting story here from Bloomberg saying that Bitcoin's actually on track for its biggest monthly gain since October 2021. And of course, we're seeing that Bitcoin's hitting these price milestones that we have not hit since late 2021 as well. The daily chart here for Bitcoin, massive move here to the upside. Initially getting in this morning in the pre-market, we're around that 58,000 level, now overtaking 61,000 pretty intensely. So nice look here for BTC, and also a really nice look for a lot of these other cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, of course, up 6 2/3%, but Ethereum up 3%, well over that 3,300 level. BNB up almost 5%, Solana up 2.5%, Ripple up 3.7%, and Cardano up 3.8%. And we are brought to you by Benzinga Pro. You can sign up today for 50% off their premier news and research platform for retail traders with code TTV, capital letters. Use the link in the description to go to checkout, guys.
I mean, we'll take Cardano up a couple points, baby. This is a good day today, man. We're having a lot of fun. Thank you, Obi, for covering in for Neil. Of course, as we continue to watch some of these markets fall down, man, we get a 181 fill there on Apple to give you guys another one there. It's been really good today. I hope everyone's enjoying themselves. We're going to look for more. I'm still distraught about Tesla. But you know what else is moving around? Fisker a little bit here. And we did nail that top for Beyond Meat, by the way. Fisker trying to take out 74. I think that's a punch long, man. With all this stuff happening right now, Beyond Meat trying to go up. Carvana from yesterday making moves as well, still into that $80 mark. Fisker with that huge short float could continue to go, which brings me over to another big runner today, which is Beyond Meat. And go back over to that more Trader TV Live. Like, that'll give you a way to track the market, to track our positions throughout lunchtime as they talk about Fibonacci's and everything like that as well. Yeah, I just want to look at Beyond Meat. If I could get back up here to 1150, I like it. There's still a little bit of move there. The story that I wanted to get at was, and it's too bad because we sort of left it alone there. It was the story that they're giving Boeing, I thought it was 2 weeks or a month or whatever it was there, Adara. The FAA came out and mentioned giving them a timeline for a safety plan. To me, that is 90 days. So, okay, I mean, close enough, 3 months right there. I feel like if you're Boeing and you don't have, like, that should be easy day for them. You know what I mean? Like, if they're going to get off their back after 90 days and all they have to do is produce a safety plan or like a restructured idea, maybe a better build plan, maybe more Q&A, QA, yeah, questions and answers as well, quality assurance checks, things like that. I feel like that's what Boeing, like if they're sitting down in a board meeting, Obi, and they're discussing all the troubles that they have at Boeing, and they're like, man, doors are falling off planes, screws aren't being put in. You would think that they would come up with a plan for more checks and balances in said production. So I feel like that is an easy sort of issue for them to come out with. I feel like that safety plan gets hit out of the park, I would hope anyways. Speaking as a shareholder and as someone that's had an idea, guys, of going long. This is another hey, we get a chance to do this, we'll do it. It's another podcast idea that we had of going long Boeing, and it hasn't necessarily worked because you've had to sit in here. This was an idea that we had probably a month ago. It only went up that 5% from 200 up to 210, 215, but that's top to bottom. So right now, we'll wait on Boeing. I still really like that idea there for the long haul on Boeing. I like monopolistic businesses. And you know what else is a monopolistic business? Bitcoin.
Yeah.
How many Bitcoins is there ever going to be?
Yeah, it's a limited number.
One. There's one,
yeah. Okay.
21 million, I think, coins or whatever it is. But
only one Bitcoin.
There's the one product. And I think that that's the one thing. Sharif and I think it was Sharif and I, or you and I, and all of us anyways, we talked about so many different things about gold. And like, why would anybody right now, it was Sharif, sitting into gold when GLD, although, you know, again, we can make jewelry out of it. That's kind of cool. The thing about it is with Bitcoin, you can make like nothing. But what you could do with your profits is buy gold. So that's something that you could do. But here's gold, just doing absolutely nothing, basically since November. And then if I push gold out to a 20-year chart, you would wonder even why we're even looking at it. But anyways, 188, store of value. Good for you gold bugs out there. You guys can probably explain why it's so good and why Bitcoin is so bad. But I feel like now with those ETFs, you've given, the SEC has basically come in and told you we're good. You know, we'll watch these ETFs, we'll monitor them, we'll make sure that the proper filings are there, and they are now official ETFs, and there's 13 of them, I believe, and they're continuing to really hold some weight in this market. The more we buy, the more you buy IBIT, the more that iShares have to go in and buy more Bitcoin. Yeah. So it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, and I feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great model there. Look at the ES just blasting through right now as we're talking. Now we're kind of going. Let's see if the NQ falls in step. I am seeing some tape speed increases here on the limited tape that I do have open.
Speeding, I like.
Yeah, the tapes are speeding. Hey, there's a speed limit. I'm joking. There's no limit. Yeah, no, we're kind of getting a little bit of action there. Let's see. But yeah, that move on Boeing, Sean, that's absolutely ridiculous. And that volume came in after that news kind of comes in, right? That they're kind of looking to kind of clean up their act on that. And yeah, absolutely wild. You can see that expanding volume happening as well. RVol picking up as well. Let's take a quick look at a higher time frame here and see what Boeing might have
Coffee or
in
you're
store.
good?
I am okay right now, Sean. Thank you. Yeah, so 206.5 seems like a little bit of the next bus stop here if we do continue to go. And yeah, so let's see how far this Boeing can go. I definitely missed out on that. Talk about the season for intraday news, Sean. We had Meta right off the open. We had Apple yesterday. We have Boeing. What is this, like 30 minutes off the open, and all of this volatility off of intraday news, absolutely crazy. Amazon pushing towards this 174 there, so yeah, it's kind of weird. We were talking about this. Amazon with a little bit of a divergence, disconnect, whatever you want to call it, on that. Everything kind of sells off, and Amazon holds the bid, low of day, or the low price kind of being in and around those 172s. On the Amazon here. Let's see what Berkshire's doing. It's a good thing I got out of the Berkshire short. Definitely standing in front of a little bit of a train with that one as, what was the price I got short there? I think I got short in and around those 412s, and we are printing 414s now, kind of coming back into those day one prices on Berkshire. Very, very strong bid off the open. Yeah, lots of opportunity, like I said here. And before I continue, we're going to pass it over to Dara.
Just a note here on Polestar, PSNY. This one providing a business update ahead of its earnings report tomorrow before the open, announcing $950 million here in external funding by about 12 banks, and saying that there's another holding company here, Geely Sweden, intending to participate in future financing activity, when required. So basically, some financing updates and reminders here from Polestar ahead of those earnings tomorrow, guys.
Perfect.
Yeah, smooth.
Perfect right now. What a transition by Obi right there. As Apple taking down Obi right now, 181. The market is coming in a bit. You mentioned Amazon. I said, okay. So we went over there and shorted it. Thank you. There it is. It is Randy coming through. Randy, the one thing. Yeah, I was a little mad. What? Thank you for the coffee. What's the matter? By the way, Rush, we like that. We like that.
Yeah, the chat really liked that.
Have you been to a concert? Yes, a few of them maybe. Not in a long time. I wanted to.
Randy has spoken.
No, you cannot have your turtle back. The turtle is staying here now, Ram. We're doing really well with the turtle. I wanted to ask you, Randy, quickly about Fisker. I don't know if you want to grab the mic just here quickly. The reason why I want to talk to you about it is it's really getting a lot of steam here on Reddit over the last couple of days. There is a very, very high short float, so we've seen a move from 55 up to 75. I just want to ask you, are you hearing anything like material about Fisker, or is it what I think it is, just a little bit of a move here in Reddit and creating some more retail excitement in this name?
I haven't heard anything. I mean, I do follow Reddit. I haven't heard anything personally that would cause a move that big, but yeah, watch the news. I mean,
okay. Yeah, I just wanted to see if there was anything that maybe you had heard, like there's a new build coming or something ahead of that, because it is the short float as I'm turning this around right now. I thought we were over 50% actually at one point. Yeah, 40. So half of the people, half of the short, half of the flow right now is holding short. So yeah, Fisker right now in a little bit of trouble. So, all right.
That's wild.
Thanks for the reload there, Randy. Always with the hot t-shirts. All right, thank you for that, Randy. And as I get this all fixed up, see, I'm very trying to be very specific. Like I want to make sure that the hands are out and everything. You know, we can have a nice, happy relationship here. Bear versus bull. Yeah. And then right there. Oh, shout out to Bears versus Bulls, by the way. All right, that was fun with Randall the Handle. And we'll go over to the screen. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
Bit of a mixed picture here. So some sectors very strong, other sectors very weak. A lot of weakness worth noting here in electronic technology. Pretty much all these chip names across the board to the downside. Apple also down after noted Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo noting some concerns for demand for the Vision Pro. Also some notes regarding the iPhone units in China declining after the Lunar New Year as reported by Digitimes. So AAPL very much on watch here. Also a bit of weakness in technology services, notably from Netflix and Google, but a lot of positive sectors as well. We have some strength here in finance led by JP Morgan and Berkshire Hathaway, producer manufacturing, a bit of strength here despite some weakness, notably from Applied Materials with regards to some subpoenas it's getting with regards to China shipments. Energy and minerals very strong here after those oil changes. We have consumer durables as well, strong Tesla leading to the upside with that Elon Musk tweeting about the new Roadster set to be shipped out by 2025, so lots of positive catalysts there as well. Also worth noting here, the notable weakness in health services led to the downside here by United Health, UNH. Yesterday, right before the market closed, Wall Street Journal reported that the Justice Department of the U.S. is looking into antitrust for UNH here, so a lot of weakness there, guys.
We had talked
UNH
about that
is wild,
yesterday.
yeah.
It's been a great day here, and it's really been sort of started off again. I just said to Sharif, I was like, so my number one name. I told him my number one name was Apple, but it's actually not. It's Amazon, but that's just because of what we're doing. Apple is right there right now. They're 1-2 battling. Like Amazon, the short was there. The BOVESPA short was there. I'm going to check that back. We'll have to watch out for Coinbase. That short's probably there as well. But it's the Tesla long that's there, and it's huge, and it's amazing, but we don't have it because we got stopped out at the low of the day. But you know what? I just wanted to say, like, despite being stopped out there, we're having a much better day today than we were having yesterday. And part of that is that we really hit it. We did well here by taking this trade and, you know, hitting trades that we really believed in. We've talked about this, and I showed this to Obi, is like, how many times were we shorting here? We have targets to get out, man. We have targets to get out. But when they fill out for us, we take those trades. Apple was kind of the same thing, man. We heard that story, and we really just shorted it off the 50 period. There's the story on the Apple Vision Pro potential weakness. That really hasn't been verified. So we shorted it again, still thinking that story could be something. But then again, we did have, and I say this all of the time, we had a bias to begin with this day, to begin the day with. Sometimes when you speak too much, you wind up having no idea what exactly is going on. So, but there it is. We had it. We had the bias. We go short. Top two names here today, Apple, Amazon, and then ARM is going for a little bit of a jaunt. Yeah. My net's not changing really because of what's happening on the other names, but ARM is making a move back up. I thought we were going to short more of this. It's not until, it's right here, 133.95 is where I'm waiting to get more short. So I'd hate, okay, there it is. So we got filled. I was going to say, we got to flip over to it because we're about to get more shares. So there it is. We are now short on ARM. I was going to give this to 134.50, and that was earlier on. Looks like we're heading right back up to that level as well. We can now hold 134.50 looks fine. We can hold it for a little bit more. Let's just try that level. If it breaks it, I'm just gonna make sure our stop is out, then let's get out of it. I really think 135 could be something, but then the thing is like, if we don't stick with sort of what we were thinking, and that's the 200 period right here, then I'll be mad if and when that doesn't work out for us. So there's 134. All right. Darn it. That's okay. Here it comes in. ARM, the one trade that's not going in our favor right now. So we're short here at 90. I'm not going to be too worried about it, but it is a losing position right now, short ARM. We've already taken profit on this down there for about $1 and change. Let's see if we can get back. Like 133.50 would be pretty sweet if we can get that on ARM. That would give us 40 cents. But right now, that's what we're holding against us. It's ARM. We're 70 cents in the money. Apple. Let's take out another piece maybe on Apple as well, as we're just trying to like sort of settle our positions. You're still in Google and IBIT. Yeah, it looks like Bitcoin's kind of holding around 61. Any thoughts about that?
Yeah, no, I think Bitcoin's just doing its thing. It's still kind of in trend, holding up. Yeah, it's having a little bit of a pullback here and there, but I'm watching it here on the 15-minute. It's still kind of holding up quite decently. And then IBIT, again, we were observing how much volume is going in and around this 35 mark here. Yeah, Google looking a little weak here. Let's see what it does. NQ's pushing towards the, I guess, the higher end of this. Again, we keep talking about this consolidation here, going into the open. We tested the lows. We kind of grabbed grabbed the lows into the 17.9s, and we did a 50% retracement on that. And then let's see if we can kind of push right back up into that 7.940, 7.950s-ish area, where it seems like we have been getting a little heavy. But the thing is, we have been making consecutively lower highs. I am watching that. So if we do make a consecutive lower high here, that's perfectly fine as well. We will kind of reassess that. But talking about relative strength, Sean, Softy is the only one that hasn't really been catching a sell. It's the only one that really has a strong bid off of that 45 mark, it would seem. 45 to 407 and change right now on Softy. Let's take a quick look at that one right here. So yeah, look at that. Very, very strong. Let's pull it up on a 5-minute. And yeah, so you can see that looking distinctly different from the rest of some of these, well, not the rest of the tickers, but some of these other tickers like Apple and Alphabet and Amazon. Strong off of this 405. Again, we saw yesterday quite a V-shaped recovery. You come in, we are technically making higher lows off of that. We made a low at 404 yesterday. Now we're holding 405 halves and pushing back up another case of a V-shape potential coming in here on Softy today. So I'm curious to know how we end off the day on that. Are we going to continue to do these V-shaped moves? Absolutely wild. And the disconnect is quite crazy as well. Again, the hot market, things are getting a little spicy, don't you think, Sean?
I do, and I was also just going to say a little spicy meatball happening right here also in Coinbase, but let's not forget what's for lunch. All right, so we're going to do this real quick here because I do want to talk about Coinbase. Coinbase failed again. Let's just go here quickly. Coinbase failed again off 209. I say again because it's the 200 period. Like it happened there. These are just 1-minute charts. So we're just looking at 10 minutes here. So there it is right there at 209. It tried to make a move all the way back. And you might think like, oh, this is not, oh man, cracking your knuckles. Oh my God, my kid's starting to do that.
Oh,
and I'm
sorry.
just like, no, it just reminds me of my kid.
You know, like that?
Like,
I cannot do it.
No,
I was like,
no.
a little, gotta loosen up.
Do it. I mean, Josh over there crinkling something over there as well. I noticed my guy over there. You know, the guy has the best head of hair. He just thinks he can do whatever he wants around here. Okay, so, all right, so 206, I don't know what that means. That's why, you know, I mean, we're here for entertainment, baby. You know?
What does it even mean?
People gotta laugh around here. Without laughter.
What's that?
Here's your turtle. Oh, turtle's sad. I get it. Okay, my bad.
Happy turtle?
She was just like getting low. That was Randy, by the way. That was Randy. Okay, so just real quickly, we want to talk about Coinbase quickly here before we go what's for lunch. So 212. We actually, sometimes you just got to trust what you're doing, honestly. And that 212 was that pre-market high. It came right in there at 10:30, 10:20-ish there. Obviously, it was most likely coinciding with an IBIT run-up and a Bitcoin run-up there in and around 10:15. But it hit that 212 and fell right back in. I feel like regardless of what Bitcoin's doing, maybe tomorrow and the rest of this day, we'll look to see if we can short this 212 almost regardless, and then use like 213 as an out, because the payday on this is just too big. Right there to hold that. It's exactly what we did yesterday. We held it $1 against us and wound up making 9. So I feel like that's the trade there. And we are barcoding right now, but I'm also noticing that nothing's happening right now. There is money talks coming up, but we're not going anywhere until we're done this. So right now, we do have today's menu, and it's a pretty good one here today for everybody in there behind us. It's probably bad for me because that means we're going to get lunch meat, bury the lead here, on top of the salad. Today is assorted gourmet sandwiches. Ooh. So I'm hoping they include tuna as gourmet because I wouldn't mind, which I'm not sure. Hopefully that's on top of the salad with, though, a penne primavera pasta salad.
That sounds nice.
I feel like it's okay. I feel like there's a potential there, Obi. Comments on lunch?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it sounds pretty great. We'll have to wait and see how it actually comes out, right?
And Adara, are you a fan of sandwiches? Yay or nay? It is one of my favorite meals, a simple sandwich. Let's go over to the desk and see what Adara's opinion is. And potentially, Adara, what your favorite sandwich is. I'm going to be asking the same thing to Obi when we get back.
As long as the sandwich is not spicy, it's A-okay with me. we'll have to wait and see on this. But we also, the USD very much here getting a bit of a push to the upside after a couple days of a bit of a move down, a bit of being stagnant. Bit of a move up here back into that 104 level, previous area of support and resistance for the DXY, and we did get some economic data today. So the most important number we were watching this morning, the US GDP quarter over quarter for Q4, did come in a little bit lower than expected, so 3.2% versus the estimate of 3.3%. We also did get those PCE prices and GDP price index quarter over quarter, both coming in about 0.1 higher than expected here. So 1.8 versus 1.7 for PCE prices, and then GDP price index coming 1.7 versus 1.5. So a little bit higher actually here for the GDP price index. We have that PCE number coming tomorrow, so definitely keep an eye on this one. It is the Fed's preferred inflation gauge. Also worth noting as well, we did get some economic data coming out of New Zealand, a rate decision from the New Zealand Bank. Basically, it wasn't necessarily dovish, but it was a little bit less hawkish than expected. So massive tumble here for the New Zealand dollar versus the USD on that failure to raise the rates there, guys.
So my opinion of Adara will still stay high despite not liking spice in her sandwich. I mean, you got to have some kind of spice in there, man. Like whether or not you have like a little spicy salami in there. For me, my favorite will come after yours. What is your favorite sandwich?
Do hot dogs count?
They do.
Yeah, I love
Meat
hot dogs.
in a bun.
Yeah. There's
I was always wondering about that. Do hamburgers? I feel like hamburgers is like in a section by its own, but so would hot dogs then.
Yeah, I think hot dogs.
I'll let you get
kind
away
of,
with hot dog. What do you guys
yeah.
think in the chat?
There's actually, we were talking about this yesterday. There's actually like a sick place. I think there's one on King. There's one in Union as well called Worst. WVURST.
Oh, is it bratwurst?
Yeah. It's like a they have like exotic meats and then they do like hot dogs and sandwiches. Oh, it's amazing. It's good. Kangaroo hot dog, one of the better ones.
Okay. We'll have to go there because I feel like if you do get like a little bit of a gourmet hot dog, then you might be onto something there. So yeah. There it is there. Oh, they cook it in duck fat. Nice. Me and Ramin are gonna have to go on a date. To go get some of that. All right, yeah, people saying that, yeah, exactly. People saying right now that Adara doesn't like spicy food because she's so sweet.
Nice.
All right. Okay, right, so on that note, probably very true. So, all right, Amazon 50 cents, Apple going down to the bottom of the day. We're breaking that. You were talking about your Google position. Everything else is rolling around here pretty good, man. Today will be a big-time trophy day. So despite us being in the same trades all day and having one losing trade, we'll be there. We'll be doing it. It's a good one here. Amazon looking to break lower. The market looking to break lower. I feel like staying in all this is proper. There goes ARM. We were able to get some out there on the downside. So our best fill on ARM was right there, 133.80. We got a 134. We held about 60% of it, and then it just broke that 50-period moving average. So this is what's really changed in what we've been doing here is the ability to not dig ourselves in too big of a hole. We almost did it with AMD yesterday and was able to make some money back. What is up with Carvana? Did I just see someone say Carvana is tanking there in the chat? Let me have a quick look. Okay, yeah, I guess so.
Oh, what's the
We have to be careful when we use words like tank and rip, but again, this is a nice move from 82 down to 77. We've seen this before. Looks like you're consolidating here. This could be a nice little break long into 78, especially if this market gets going again. So I'm going to try to stay net short everything. Tesla's been I can't believe this is our loser today. Is Tesla getting out at the very bottom when we talked about trying to hold this name? Looks like a nice little top here as well at 204. So this could be worth a short if you think the market's going to the downside. But for right now, it looks like Tesla's probably the long that you want in your portfolio here.
Yeah, so I think people Ponzi. I thought you didn't hear it right, and then I read that out, and I was like, all right, nice. Yeah, no, tank and rip is what Sean was talking about there. But Ponzi with the jokes in the chat. For sure. Yeah, let's see what we got in store going forward. We only got about 4 minutes left here on the show here before we pass it on to how to trade in the midday session there. Yeah, IBIT still holding in and around this 35. Like I said, I'm just observing the kind of volume that's happening here. I think this is definitely a bigger picture kind of trade. I don't know if day trading would do this kind of a bigger picture move any justice, but we'll see here. This 35 definitely doing some heavy volume here on the day on IBIT as Bitcoin pushes up towards those highs. It's funny that there's a little bit of a disconnect here between the ES and the NQ as well. The NQ a little bit more muted in terms of strength. And the ES pushing quite aggressively past that. Maybe not that aggressively. I'm sure we've seen more aggressive moves, but it is relatively strong, compared to the NQ is what I'm trying to say here. And this 136 holding as of right now on the GOOGL as well. Softy, again, we talked about Softy showing some strength. It is kind of taking a little bit of a pullback off of this 407, 408 and change. Amazon still kind of consolidating here. What is the high? 173, 173.75 is the low of consolidation being 173, 172.90s-ish, 173 if you want to call it that, on Amazon. And yeah, my mind is all over ARM because ARM kind of held that, what's the low? No, it held 131, 30s. It's not really ripping. It's kind of pretty much inside, not really doing anything too crazy there on ARM. But yeah, we'll wait and see. I think there were good opportunities to short off the open. The 135 seemed like it was nice, and we were getting a little bit of a bounce. But I'm going to stay a little patient. Let's see what the type of price action it builds. Let's see how the chart prints out during the day, and maybe we can take some mid to end of day trades based off of that information there. UNH still to the downside. Oh boy, let's pull up some UNH. What a short, man. Again, catalyst, there's a strong catalyst. There's UNH, one of the market leaders when it comes to the health sector, and even I think, what is it? It's the top constituent of the Dow Jones as well. And yeah, UNH, definitely a lot of institutional, a lot of big boy interest on this name. And when you have some antitrust investigations, yeah, that might bring some volume in, and it seems like it definitely did as we're continuing to flush to the downside through 500 in the pre-market, and we're testing 486s. We were printing reference price high of that news. The undisturbed price is that 524-ish area. What is that right there? Let's take a specific look at that candle if I can hone in. The high is 523.44, and since then we have just been slammed to the downside there. And the ES, as I'm talking, taking another kind of a green candle up. This is a 15-minute candle here to the highs. What is the NQ doing? A little bit muted, maybe lagging behind, maybe not. Who knows? I have no idea. 414 on Berkshire coming back. I'm hands off of this one. I did kind of short it earlier. Didn't really work out. Printing 2 points above where I did get short. This one a little bit finicky. I'm kind of trying to learn how this one moves and acts. A little spready at times, but there are times where that spread closes in, and oh boy, does that get interesting for sure. Again, Berkshire, kind of people use that ticker as a little bit of a bellwether for the markets, right? So I think definitely a lot of institutional interest. It does volume. Sure, it's a little spready, but I like that. I like that little bit of competitiveness for sure when it comes to gaming in general. But yeah, let's see what we do with this 415 area here on Berkshire. 35 still holding the market's like a champ. Yeah, a little bit for sure.
The market's really.
Oh, there goes the NQ. Hello.
It's just so crazy that we had Tesla long and we got rid of it at the very bottom of the day. That's what's going to happen sometimes. We do have Fibonacci's coming up with Sharif Edadera. So if you are looking for some technical analysis and a very, very popular lesson, I feel like this is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
So
a lot of people love that stuff.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people.
I also like spirals on a shell as well.
You do like spirals.
The golden ratio.
Okay. Yeah, people are like, wow, Obi's actually talking about Berkshire, so that's good. Yeah, that's why we have different people here as we go. Lemonade, minus 26%. Okay, wow, a name that we didn't look at. That reminds me about Beyond Meat, another good one. And then, guys, by the way, it's only a sleeping giant until it eventually wakes up. So just be very, very careful here with NVDA. At some point, we talked about this. I'm going to throw it over to Fibs in a second. On the weekend, I got text. A couple people asked me, what are we buying this week? I said the only thing that we have to wait for is an NVIDIA dip, and then we should be buying some of these dips. So I'm thinking like in and around 740, 750. If we do get to that level, that could be something. But right now, the market is taking off back into highs of the day.
Oh boy, there goes the NQ.
Oh boy,
there it is.
Out
Hello.
For those longs. We've been dumping out of everything, guys. So, all right, it's Fibonacci's. Obi, always a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for filling in. This guy's back, and unfortunately I am as well, at 2 p.m. You can catch both of us then, but stay tuned. This stream will flip over. It's your midday lesson with Obi Not. Reef Edidera.
What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to How to Trade, formerly known as the Midday Show. That is your girl Adara, and as per usual, we're gonna wait for everyone to mic.